5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, all you crazy capitalists and you witty whiskey enthusiasts? Welcome to the Whiskey Capitalist Podcast. I'm Ian.
I'm Shawn.
And we have...
Movies, America! Yeah!
Yeah!
Woo-hoo.
Movies, America. Make sure you go like, share, subscribe, follow, and comment down below while we're doing our little thing today. Just so we can, bring up your topics on the Stranger Things stuff tonight. Make sure you go to solo.to/thewhiskeycapitalist for all of our links and ways to stay up to date with us. And go to bit.ly/thewhiskeycapitalist merch to check out our fully stacked merch store and our new Stranger Things inspired Whiskey Capitalist logo. Sure, however you want to fucking say that. All right, tonight, if you couldn't tell, we are going to be talking about Stranger Things, all 4 seasons that have come out right now, and all the little ins and outs and our theories about it, and then the theories and predictions for season 5, the final season, and see if they do it right.
Let's start with this though too, because we got some viewers that just got their merch.
Oh shit! Okay,
got my shirt.
If you can take a picture of you in that shirt, throw it up, send it to our DMs, and we'll throw it up. Unless you don't want anyone to, see your face.
$1.50 coupon to Sonic if you do. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Stranger Things tonight, and then whatever else pops up during the conversation. If you guys have any theories or have any little things that you noticed that we didn't say yet, let us know. If there's anything specific you'd like us to talk about, just leave that comment down there. We'll get to that as well.
We got some more merch to show off besides the banner back here. We also have are
Yes.
Joe Biden, end of quote, repeat the line with the signature at the bottom.
Nice. Okay, so you got your shirts. Sweet.
Yes.
It all
got
came
one of
together.
them so far. I got one of them so far. No, they've been coming in separate packages, but that's seriously. But that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, my mom and my dad both got their stuff too. My dad sent me a picture today of him in his in his Whiskey Capitalist shirt too. It's pretty hilarious.
Sweet.
But yeah, with that, we're gonna do our regular show intro, and then we'll get into the Stranger Things stuff. Here we go, guys.
Who else in the leprechaun say yeah?
Look at that big, juicy booty.
Hot like a tamale.
Be offended.
Do you love black people? Do you grow
You know the thing.
here next?
Don't be rude.
You ain't black.
Shawn Cav.
You're going to have a flame coming out of your butthole.
Heartfelt.
A man and a woman.
Every time, I think we're always snickering every time that intro goes on. Like, yeah, man, that's good.
Butthole.
A man and a woman. That makes no sense.
It's fucking so,
A man doesn't mean a man. So why would a woman mean a woman?
fucking so great. So great.
It's because there was little to no logic involved when he said that. He's like, hey, you know what? We're going to make this all inclusive. So I'm going to include a woman.
Yeah, or his wife
Right.
gave him a lot of
That
shit.
sounds-
His wife gave him a lot of shit. Was like, why don't you say a woman? Like, fine, honey, I'll do it. All right.
Just get off my back.
Yeah, exactly. No sick. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go get into season 1 of Stranger Things. So here's our little season 1 little guy. Here we go.
And we're back.
Didn't work out too bad.
Yeah, it came out all right. I dig it. And guys, I just want to apologize right out the gate because, like, you know, I was working pretty late all the way up to like the buzzer, basically same as you, Van. And I'm eating currently while I'm doing this, so you might get some ASMR like in the microphone.
Totally unacceptable, sir.
Oh, well, too bad. Like, it's either I chew on something right now or I get really hangry. And people who know me know that that's only going to make for good TV. But I don't want to do that right now. Like,
You're
I'm
not just
live on the
dumping, you're
internet.
hungry.
Yeah, did you drink cranberry juice with that just in case you do get angry?
No, I got bourbon.
Hey, if I'm not allowed to take a shit in the background with a Twitter space, then you're not allowed to eat in the background, all right?
I got
Fair
my
enough.
Depends on for that.
You never know how long these streams will go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I do want to give it up to Movies for finishing Stranger Things before this, doing the work on that because it's a good, especially that last season. It's a good amount of hours to put into that.
Yeah,
Well, it's about
tough
like it was
work.
15 episodes or so for that last season if you count both parts.
No, it was only 9, but the
Oh,
last
only 9
two
total.
episodes were like an hour and a half, and then like
Wow.
2 hours.
2 hours was like the last episode was like at 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth it though. That last episode is fucking good.
Yeah, it was badass.
Okay, but starting with season 1, since we did the thing. My personal thing, Dustin's best character.
Season 1, yeah, I would probably second that for the most part.
Yeah, definitely season 1. I mean, potentially the whole show for me. Dustin's fucking hilarious. Like almost everything that comes out of his mouth is fucking great.
But I mean, you can't avoid the fact that like 11 stole the show. 11
yeah.
stole the entire show.
Well, yeah, of course, but I mean that she's the main.
So
like,
are you saying like supporting cast, like out of like all the supporting cast, like that than Dustin?
Well, yeah, I mean, but obviously you're gonna say like the one with all the powers and one with all that is
What? She's not the coolest.
no, Dustin is. Dustin's awesome. 11's kind of a bitch. Sorry.
Yeah, Dustin's got the laughs, man. Dustin's like the comic relief, you know.
Sure.
I mean, he's out there. He's always delivering. You know, when things get a little too heavy.
It was
you know,
the highlight of the show for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, he's got that goofy face, you know, just sells it.
Yeah, the no teeth thing fucking made me laugh.
Right.
So hilarious.
And like, well, I actually did like Winona Ryder's character a lot too, like Will's mom.
Yeah, she's a little annoying, but
You thought so? I think it's one of those characters that developed really well, like as we go on through the seasons, of course. But like season 1, I dug it.
Yeah, I thought she was kind of a little bit of a bitch when like because Hopper was just trying to help. Like he was just trying to help, like look for Will or whatever. And she's like, it's that one scene where he like goes in the back and there's the dog or whatever, and the dog's like barking, was like, oh, what's going on with him? Blah, blah. She's like, he's probably just hungry. I'm like, damn bitch, like fucking calm down. He's just trying to ask, like, you know what I mean? I was immediately like, why you gotta be a dick? Like, I don't know. Just
She's doing that thing that women do. They test you to see what your reaction is.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Jonathan Byers to me looked like Michael Jackson who didn't get all the surgeries yet.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
He has a weird fucking face.
Very weird.
The top lip.
Yeah.
There's something weird with the top lip.
You can't back down on this comment
eyes.
now.
The inset eyes are kind of do it for you. He's got that like mean looking face to it, you know. So
yeah,
which comes in handy when he beats. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, and then and it was kind of creepy how like he's just like okay, I understand he's like trying to look for Will, you know, like whatever in the thing in the woods, and then he takes pictures of them while they're all like. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like a teenager thing, like just, you know, like creeping and being whatever. But it's like there was one picture that was like, okay, that's creepy, like taking a picture where she's like undressing and shit.
Yeah, when it comes to the Jonathan character, for me, it's like obviously they're trying to say like Will's whole family is like low income and whatnot. Like he's got like a shitty haircut, he dresses like shit, like just I don't know, he just kind of weirdly ugly, you know, like just kind of like I don't know, it's like something strange about the way he looks
before the surgery.
Yeah, I suppose so, but like I don't know, I wouldn't say necessarily Michael Jackson. I think,
Did you guys ever watch Nip Tuck?
Sure.
Okay, you remember the son?
Oh, Matt McNamara, yeah, of course.
That's who he looks like.
No, I would say the Matt McNamara has a little bit more of the upturned nose and like a little bit more of a baby face than the Jonathan guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Personal opinion. I'm allowed to have one too.
No, fuck you. Okay. So one of the other things that I wrote down. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay, when the whole Barb thing happened, did you guys think Barb was going to come back?
No, I thought she was expendable. I didn't think she was going to come back. So because she didn't really add much. I mean, her character is like pretty tragic. You know, she's kind of a sad, sorry character in there because she does everything nice. I mean, she's hanging out with with Steve and Nancy. Just being a good friend, and then what does she get for her troubles? Man, she gets sucked in, you know, into the upside down or wherever it is.
Yeah.
Well, Barb was the fat friend, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And like to me, if I was Barb, like the actress who played Barb, I would be pretty fucking pissed off that like I got written off like pretty goddamn fast compared to like the rest of like the characters, where it's like, oh, so I was the expendable one. I get it. I was only the main character's best friend. God forbid. So they're just gonna have me get eaten by one of the Demogorgons.
Yeah,
and then just to add insult to injury, they have her cut herself while she's trying to shotgun a beer first, and then her blood sets off the whole thing right there. You know, so it's like, well, while you guys are up like getting it on up in the bedroom, I'm down here. Well, monsters are getting it on with me. It's
like not only am I dying in the second episode, like you have to make me look so fucking uncool. Like I can't even shotgun a beer. Like, come on.
The whole time. What a loser. What a loser.
Yeah.
The whiskey capitalist hates Barb.
No, Barb was actually pretty cool. And I watched this thing at one of the, I think it was like after the first season or maybe the second season. It was like at a Comic-Con or whatever. And I watched the actress who actually played Barb went into the went into the crowd like while they were doing the Q&As, and went into the crowd and went up to the thing saying, "Hey, is Barb gonna be back in the show?" And everyone was like, "What the fuck?" It was kind of funny. I don't know. I
Was she
thought
like smoking hot, like in real life? You know, because you have those characters or those actresses where they nerd them out during the show. You see them in real life. Oh my gosh, she's a smoke show.
Oh, I totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The what's the one from It's Always Sunny? The one of the McPoyle girl. Like, you ever see like photos of her like on like the runway?
Yeah.
She's drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking of that blonde from what is it? Not How I Met Your Mother. What's the other one with the
Strangers with Candy?
Yeah.
No, she's still pretty ugly afterwards.
Oh, with the teeth? Oh, yeah.
I stopped listening for about 10 seconds, and then all I heard was "Strangers with Candy," and I was like, "Wait, what the fuck? What did I miss?"
I stole a TV.
Get into my van with no windows, little Billy.
Did some more time.
Yeah. But Big Bang Theory, like the blonde ditzy chick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Big
yeah,
Bang
yeah.
Theory, like in real life, yeah, she is
Smoking.
Yeah, she's banging.
Okay, so another thing also, Steve's kind of one of my favorite characters also now after that first season, but he was a fucking douche.
Oh, first season. Remember, we're trying to break this up season by season. And season one, without a doubt, Steve was like a douche, almost kind of like a anti-hero kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, you know, he kind of like came around towards like the end of the first season, but like for the most part, the guy was a complete asshole, and he was so full of himself because he was like, you know, on like the basketball team. I think it was the basketball team, right? Yeah, and
so.
you know, he had like the hot girlfriend, and he was just like Mr. Popular, and so like, and so he could kind of shit on people all the time or whatever, and like they said, "Thank you, sir. Can I have another?" But like,
I mean, when he was in there with Nancy, when they were up there like boning while Barb was, you know, getting boned.
Can turn into bones.
Yeah. I mean, there were a couple spots where he wasn't being like super pushy. And so like it wasn't as douchey as you could have portrayed him in that situation. You know what I mean? He was still kind of a, you know, I don't know. Like I noticed that too. Like, yeah, he was a douche, but he kind of wasn't at the same time. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
But funny thing,
because we're talking about the development. We're talking about the development of a character when you're saying like he turned into not a douche.
Yeah,
that's the big thing they kind of take away from the whole thing. So like, I don't know. When I think about the majority of season one, majority of the season, he was a douche. It wasn't until he actually like stood up and started fighting for the kids. They're like, hey, he's an all right guy. You know,
Like
one thing
babysitter with hair.
Yeah. Farrah Fawcett. What was it, the Fabergé shit or whatever? But anyway, that's season 2. But yeah, so one thing that was interesting about that is I was going back and looking at how they wrote the characters and did all that, and they said that Steve was actually supposed to die out in that first season. They were going to kill off his character, but they liked the actor so much that they kept him around because they were like, oh, we're gonna this is a good part. He's a good actor. He's a good dude. Like, we're gonna, you know, flesh out his character.
You see that, kids? You suck enough dick, you keep your job.
Him and Ezra Miller.
Hey, wait, hold on. He said it. No, but actually, so at the very end, the redemption that he had at the very end with Jonathan and Nancy, where he goes and he fights the Demogorgon or whatever, that actual redemption arc was supposed to be set for Will's dad.
Gotcha.
So originally, it was going to be Will's dad that showed up with Nancy and Jonathan to go fight the Demogorgon when they're fucking, you know, putting all that trap.
You won't get this,
Okay.
Ian, but it reminds me of Jaime Lannister's arc in Game of Thrones. There, remember Shawn? Like, he was a dick at the beginning, and then his
without a
arc
doubt,
is
yeah.
nice. Yeah, so kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie Lannister started off like a complete douchebag in the first season, into like the second season almost, but then like you start really kind of like, I don't know, appreciating him, and then like towards the end, like the guy is like one of the heroes. Like, man, like you're rooting for the guy. But I was just about to say, in order for us to stay on track with being able to get through all the seasons, let us move forward to season 2.
No,
No,
you have no
you're not
reason.
gonna. No, I'm trying to keep us on track, dude.
Okay, we're fine.
Okay, fine. Then you know what? Then awkward silence it is.
Okay.
Awkward.
Awkward.
Also, one thing that I noticed that was kind of interesting is when they were talking about Elle and where she came from, Lucas says she probably escaped from Penhurst, which I thought was kind of an interesting foreshadowing for Victor Creel and his whole storyline, because that's where they like a lot of his time was spent before he went to with what's his fucking face, Matthew Modine's character. What's his?
Oh, Dr. Brenner?
Yeah, Brenner. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, on the last episode, while 11 was killing the Demogorgon, that strobe light, like, I had to look away, dude. Like, that was fucking so much. I was sitting there like, oh my God, dude, I'm going to have a fucking seizure. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I've noticed that lately in shows, like not just Stranger Things, but just in general, shows in general, like the strobing has gotten so intense. Like they're trying to see if they can push you to a seizure almost.
Yeah.
There's things at night where I have like the lights out, I'm watching a movie or something. I'm like, oh my God, I can't look at the screen anymore.
I see it. I just go.
I mean,
it's the glow lights on and bust out the E, man.
It sucks for me too, also because my wife, like when she sleeps, she like it's pitch black. It has to be fucking pitch black in the goddamn room, and I'll watch TV on my headphones. And like like in the lowest light on my phone as I can, but like I'll watch it while because I have to fucking sleep with something going on, and so I'll a strobe ass part will fucking come on, and I'll have to like just like cover the light on my phone, like. All right, so hey, and I just so you know, season 3 and season 4, I don't have as many things written down, so we're taking up a chunk of all the notes have right now, so so you can calm your.
Hey, you calm yourself down. You need some cranberry juice or something, buddy. Like what?
You don't want bitching. All right, season 2.
When you're done fighting, let me put on my old man glasses here. I got some notes.
Season
1 real quick before we wrapped up season 1 here.
Sweet, there we go.
Please,
studious look.
So I'm not the only one.
Yeah, yes.
Is this a matter of discussing thin versus fat Hopper?
Dude,
that's you know what? I so wish I would have covered that in my notes. Damn it. So yes, damn it.
Missed opportunities.
Make me feel bad. I know.
Season 1 notes.
So I couldn't help but notice all the Easter eggs, like the Goonies reference when Dustin was finding all the pudding in the fridge, kind of like how Chunk found all the ice cream in Goonies.
And he's like a Chunk character.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, he's like, he's got Rocky Road. They got vanilla. They got chocolate. Hey, guys, you want some ice cream?
Yeah, no, that is some good referencing for sure.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Obviously, I think the Duffer Brothers have seen a few 80s movies. I'm just putting that out there.
No, actually, I would say, like, we were talking about this before, Ian, when we were bringing up the show in general. The fact that they brought in so much, like, nostalgia to, like, just, I don't know, like the horror drama kind of like series and whatnot. Like, I don't know. It was a lot of fun to watch to where, like, I remember I came home, I was on vacation for like the weekend. I came and I turned it on just kind of at a whim. Like, I don't know, this is something we could check out. And we sat and we watched the entire season, like in one sitting. Like it was that good. Like, should we watch another? Yeah, let's keep going.
Like, I will completely say, like, me and my wife, like, yeah, we'll binge shit and we'll watch something together, whatever. This is one of the first shows that we've wanted to watch together. Like we did not watch any before. Like I'll usually watch a couple episodes before and then rewatch it with her and and whatnot. But like we're like, nope. And every fucking episode like ended with just holy shit. Like, Is there an echo,
time,
by the way?
No, I'm not getting one.
Okay.
I hear an echo too, but it's very slight.
Yeah. I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other notes you have for season 1, sir?
Yeah. So I'm coming with the thunder here with the Easter eggs. Okay. So also they had an Aliens reference. Okay. I don't know if you guys caught it, but
I don't think I did. So please, like, I love Aliens.
I will enlighten you. Okay. All right. So this is when Nancy yells, "Go to hell, you son of a bitch," before shooting the Demogorgon attacking Jonathan at the end. And of course, that's like Ripley saying, "Get away from her, you bitch."
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from the movie Alien, the original one.
It's actually from the second one, Aliens. So yeah, when she's got that big loader. Aliens, yeah, and an alien is trying to attack Newt.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yep.
She's got that big loader. She's like, "Get away from her, you bitch!" So yeah, but
that was by far one of the best fight scenes. One of the best fight scenes in cinematic history.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, one thing that I did pass over, which I thought was kind of funny, is when Jonathan and Nancy find that injured deer, and Nancy says, "What if it got hit by a car?" Where? In the middle of the fucking forest? Like, where did this fucking car come from? Like, that was my first question. Like, what? Like, that
was the car a DeLorean? Did the DeLorean just magically appear?
Yeah, exactly. Doc was all gotta get out of here. You know what I mean?
Were they on Endor? Was it like a speeder that a stormtrooper was on and it hit the deer or something like that? You know, like.
Yeah, I just remember looking at my wife like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. Yeah, we don't need any slappers in Stranger Things.
Taking her instead of Barb.
All right, so if we are good with your notes, season 1, we're gonna get out of season 2. Here we go, guys.
Oh man, Bob. Oh my God.
Raise one for Bob.
Yeah.
Little gangsta lean for Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Yep.
Okay, so
no.
my couple of notes. Even though the character Murray, I thought even though Murray was a little bit annoying to an extent, I'm kind of glad they kept him around for a couple seasons. Yeah. He was very useful in a couple of things. It was even though everyone loves Bob, I thought he was kind of annoying to a point, a little bit, just a little too nerdy sometimes.
Was he too loving for you? Do you have daddy issues or something? Like, is that the problem?
I love my dad. He's fine.
Okay, well then great.
Fucking dick for no reason.
Hey, it's a joke. Wait, where's my videos? Where's my videos?
It's a fucking joke.
I don't know what that first one was.
It's triggered.
No, I mean, I just thought, I thought he was a little extra on the on the dumb. I mean, even though he was a nerd, whatever, but
that's the character. The character, he was the loving, hopeless romantic in love with Winona Ryder, the whole bit. That's who he was. I don't know. And then how could you not like Bob at the end?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that he was as annoying as other characters, but it was a little bit annoying to me at first. I was like,
"Oh, how could you say that?"
I did.
That's Samwise Gamgee, man. Come on.
Yeah. No.
You're not allowed to.
No, he was
He never left Frodo, man. You're gonna dog him like that? Come on.
He was one of his funniest fucking roles in any movie is from 50 Dates as the brother.
As the bodybuilding brother.
The steroided out fucking lispy fucking brother. No, but it was cool to see him in there, especially with the Goonies tie-ins, and I think one of the Easter eggs was he said something about a pirate treasure or whatever when he's making the maps in the house.
Yeah, One-Eyed Willie.
What?
One-Eyed Willie from Goonies, yeah, which means something totally different now. But back in '85, that even dawned on me. When I was a little kid, I was watching Goonies, and they called him One-Eyed Willie, the pirate. And it never dawned on me. And then years later on, they told me One-Eyed Willie is slang for something else. I got you, yeah.
Some
my innocence.
I'm kind of retarded.
I thought it was kind of cool how Dig Dug was featured. And it was kind of a cool tie-in with the whole premise of like Hopper having to like dig down to get into the Upside Down. I thought that was kind of cool how they used that, because Dig Dug wasn't like a super popular game at all. Like,
I didn't care for it much as a kid, but like it grew on me eventually.
Yeah,
You
but
dug
it wasn't when you think of like arcade games or think of like back then or whatever, like Dig Dug isn't one of the top 10 that you come up with. You know what I mean? But I thought it was cool how they did that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I thought it was kind of funny how no one wanted to dress up as Winston from Ghostbusters. They're like, why? I'm black.
That was one of the best like little jokes that they did on there. It's like, yeah, because Winston was probably the lamest of the Ghostbusters, but I mean, like, still, it was funny that nobody was Winston.
Yeah, they didn't want to do the whole that's a big Twinkie line.
Yeah. I thought it was when they played between the matchup between Steve and Billy, I thought was hilarious that they had to push it to the limit, because it immediately made me think of fucking Scarface, and I was like, when are they going to get to doing some blow here? Like, what's going on?
When's the tiger going to show up?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Steve's friend, the one who was a douche in season 1 also, has more freckles than should be humanly possible. Like, he is a freckle. Like that.
A human freckle.
Yeah, he's a fucking human freckle. Like, I was looking at that like, dude, your life sucks. Like, goddamn, dude.
It's rough, but I mean, he's being typecasted for that freckled friend.
Yeah, exactly. The freckled fuckhead. Let me see. Okay, so I didn't know if this was like the whole, like, I'm guessing yes, but like the whole when Nancy and Jonathan when they recorded when they recorded the conversation and all that, when they were like, do you think they did that to get like purposely to get caught? Or do you know what I mean? Like, they planned out like, oh, we're going to go to this park and then we're going to get caught by these people and record the whole thing. Was that their plan? Or were they just like, ah, shit, we got caught now, we should just fucking click record? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. Like, when it comes to the recording conversations in general, I think that like it's either you plan for it ahead of time, because no one really thinks to do that shit like in the moment. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Like, well, we're here, we might as well hit record, if we're caught or something like that. So I'm kind of fuzzy on that scene. So, but
yeah, it was when they got caught by all the people from the fucking lab, and they were like, and like everyone was, they were like, I haven't fucking seen season 2 in a second.
I'm literally just relating this to real life when I'm saying, like, when it comes to like recording conversations in general, it's like you would have to go in there already knowing, like, all right, I'm going to record this. Like you're gonna hit record, put your phone in your pocket, and then I'm gonna have a casual conversation now, or like it just feels very forced. I don't know. Like I think that it's very unbelievable to ever think that like people would unintentionally like catch a recorded conversation. Like, oops, I recorded this. It's
true.
Like you planned this for sure.
You at least know it's a possibility that you're going to do that.
And I mean, back then, it's not like we had, voice recorders on our fucking phone either, So
yeah, they had to bring a talk boy.
Yeah.
A little like, separate microphone he had to hold up to somebody. So,
let me see. Okay, so when Lucas is talking to Max and telling her everything going on with which Max's character was hilarious. I thought Max in season 2 anyway. Season 3 we'll get into that. But in season 2, I thought it was funny how when Lucas is telling Max everything, the whole story, the whole whatever, and I thought it was kind of funny and a little bit meta that she says it's a little derivative. Because, like, she literally was the fucking audience. She was literally telling Lucas, like, yeah, I mean, it's derivative of some other things. And, like, here and there, it wasn't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's break the fourth wall.
Yeah,
look right at the camera.
That's the writing. That's the writing breaking the fourth wall. It's not the actor looking at the camera and being like, right? Yeah. It's just
no shit.
Sure, would watch this movie.
I'm just saying, like, I always appreciate that kind of thing.
What you think Max, the fucking 12-year-old, was like, I have this great idea to be derivative.
Obviously, it's just the writing. But
like, let's represent the audience in this.
Yeah, we're complimenting the writing in this scenario, where we're talking about the fact that the writing was able to acknowledge and like open that fourth wall for a moment, get you a glimpse, and then back into like the story.
Back in the 80s, kids would actually still know what derivative meant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not dumbasses like right now. Also, the episode with 8 or Kali or however you say it was completely fucking unnecessary. Like, not it. Unless they bring her back in season 5 for some fucking reason, which I hope they don't. It was just annoying. The whole episode was fucking like all these like punk rock kids and all these like, oh, we're trying to be like inconspicuous and hide and blah, blah, blah. And then fucking cut the big mohawk, you dumb fuck. Like no one can notice that you have an 8-foot tall fucking mohawk. Of course. You know what I mean?
In the movies, it's not possible to be rebellious without having like a punk haircut.
Exactly.
Black leather and an earring and tats and all that stuff. You can't be like, just like like you just went to the Gap and be rebellious.
Well, that's the 80s in general. The 80s were very, very just stereotypical for when it came to like good guy versus bad guy type deal.
Yeah.
And just like you could tell, like, oh, those are the bad guys. How do I know? They got greased hair, they got leather, they got tight jeans. I don't know. Like,
speaking of greased hair, 11 looked like what's his face from fucking Grandma's Boy. The fucking
Let me sit on my
like
face.
Van Damme from Hard. I thought she looked like Van Damme in Hard Target. Van Damme in Hard Target had his hair all.
You didn't see a John Travolta. You didn't see that John Travolta kind of like that. Like,
oh yeah,
pull it back in grease.
They're multiplying.
Very true, Trevor. Ferris Bueller was rebellious without a mohawk. That is it. That's it.
Yeah, but a different type of rebellious. Different type.
Yeah,
he wasn't like fuck fuck the system. He was kind of like, hey, I'm gonna work the system. I'm gonna get money while I'm having a day off because kids are raising money for the cure. Cure Ferris.
Yeah, he wasn't showing like cigarette burns on his arms, a la the Breakfast Club,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ferris Bueller was just the cunty version of rebellion. Okay. Did you have anything for season 2 movies?
Oh boy, do I! All right, I got something when I got the old man glasses going on again. All right, so
I took notes. He's checking his list. He's checking it twice.
Gonna find out if my notes are Nash. There you go. All right, so that sucked. All right, so Shadow Monster time. Okay, we had that big spider-looking motherfucker.
Yeah,
that one right there. So that was this is the season that introduced that.
The Mind Flayer.
Yes. And then, of course, like you were touching on earlier, like Samwise Gamgee was going helms deep with Winona Ryder, so couldn't help but notice that. He's getting some. Good for Bob. Good for once the nice guy finishes first.
He took me down to Mordor Town.
Yeah, he probably did finish first, and Winona's all.
And then we got Slimy Bird.
Ring of Power.
My precious, no.
I'm gonna cast this into your chasm. Yeah, there you go. And then, of course, we had Slimy Burke from Aliens, Paul Reiser. He played Dr. The doctor, the new head of the lab.
Yeah.
There, because we had Matthew Modine as the doctor in the first
he's
season.
Pretty good in this, honestly. Paul Reiser's great.
Yeah, and honestly, I really appreciate him throughout, like, all the seasons that he's been popping up in. Like, he's been like a really strong character, and like the development of these characters has been really awesome to kind of see, because at first you're always kind of like, I don't know about this guy, and then like it turns around like, hey, you know what, this is pretty cool. Like, I dig this dude.
Yeah, he was like, he was a good guy to Matthew Modine's, Doctor or whatever, Dr. Bennett or whatever his name was. Yeah. But his character arc, Paul Reiser's character arc, went great. So he's like the more sympathetic character. So, also, 11 is actually alive and scarfing down eggs with Hopper. We do find that out in season 2 because because at the end of season 1, I think that what they said that they portrayed it like 11 was dead. Or they didn't know where she went, and then we find out, she's in a log cabin with a Hopper, scarfing down Eggos. So, and then of course, Billy who can forget about Billy, aka Evil Joe Dirt, as I called him. So
okay, a question about Billy that I had for you guys. Was he trying to be? Do you think he was trying to be racist when he said "Don't hang out with Lucas"? Was that?
I got some like racist kind of vibes with that for sure, but I think that was like again instilled from his father. Wasn't his father like on the police force too? Was this kind of like maybe this may have been like the most woke moment in like the entire show?
Yeah, there were a couple light ones in there.
I think that probably would have been like the big one if there was one for sure. But like for the most part, I took that as like a subtle racism for sure, like coming from them. But then you're seeing like the progression from the younger generations. Like, I don't see race, I don't see color, and then she just kind of like I'm going to love who I want to love, and that's going to be this Lucas boy.
And now all we see is color.
Yes, maybe Billy has all the unredeeming qualities except for racism. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
He's bad in every way, with one notable exception: he's not racist.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, come on, it's weirder things have happened. And then, of course, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when Dustin got that slimy new pet, I mean, didn't you guys head right out to the pet store to see if you get that slimy new lizard pet that?
Yeah, I was looking for Dart for sure.
It's the one that morphed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I share a little story?
That, so yeah, I wasn't slimy and scary.
Please do. Ian, please pull up the story time background. If you could, please.
Well, it's kind of a foreground, but yes.
Foreground. Thank you, buddy. There you go. Story time. Like recently, my daughter
movies, so we're good.
What's that?
I said it only cuts off movies, so we're good.
Well, now you can. There you go. All right, so my daughter has been like, you know, this is towards the end of the season for the garden, obviously in the backyard, but like my daughter's been very attentive to like her little section and whatnot. And there was a hornworm, which is like a little like green caterpillar thing that like goes and eats all the plants and eats all the vegetables and stuff like that in the garden. So like, but she thought it was like the coolest thing ever. So then we ended up like scooping it up and putting it inside like a little like terrarium thing, I guess, and like feeding it leaves and this and that. And like my wife is pissed off at this fucking animal or this insect because like this bug was eating like our peppers and like eating our cucumbers and shit like that, like which is where I make all my pickles. Hello, Patriot Pickles, you know. So that's my whole thing. But anyway, like I make my own pickles, buddy. Yeah,
it's fucking cool to do that.
Well, anyway, we make them out of cucumbers in this house, and this thing was like eating all of it. So then we put it in a little terrarium, and my wife's like, "No, this thing's gonna fucking die in this terrarium because like I hate this goddamn insect." And I don't care, whatever. Like the kids seem to really
murder.
Yeah, we captured it, and now like it started off like almost like torture, but then she kept on feeding it, and then like the kids wanted to keep on like getting it water and leaves and this and that, and now like the thing was just like we kind of like it became like a family pet.
Pretty soon you're like eating it like sides of beef.
No, it doesn't eat from the table. Does not eat from the table.
Oh, there got to be a rule. There has to be rules.
Yeah, there are rules in this house for sure. It's just leave. And so like and now the thing just is turning into like a little pupil, I guess. Is a pupil when it turns into a cocoon type deal, and like it's gonna like turn into like a hawk moth apparently that's what they turn into. And I was like, oh well, like my wife's like, so what are we gonna do with this thing now? I'm like, I don't know, just let it fucking go. And she's like, no, we can't let it go. It's a hawk moth. It's gonna make more of those worms. It's gonna put it in our goddamn garden. I'm not gonna stand for it. So then she's like, what do you plan on doing with it? And like, I'm gonna put it in a cage. So the thing's gonna be in a cage for the rest of its fucking life. You're hearing it now first. Like my daughter's gonna have a pet moth.
Fucking kids in cages? What are you guys doing over there?
Kids in cages? No, it's a moth in cage.
Just like a white man wanting to lock people up, I tell you.
Well, of course, because it was infringing on my territory. So therefore,
now on our white privilege.
How dare you?
You're going to eat my food? The food that I was going to eat? No, not in this house.
Hawkmoth sounds like the lamest MCU superhero or something like that. Like
it's
MCU heroes that come out like 10 years when they're running out of material.
Well, it's just like another tick. Remember, like the tick?
Or like blue beetle.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up a photo of a hawk moth for you, real quick. Like, what?
Behind
What's
bars?
the problem?
Behind bars.
I don't care. I'm just being a
Okay,
dick.
good. Don't be like that.
While he's pulling up moth things,
Here it is. Here it is. See, didn't take that long. It kind of looks pretty cool, but I mean, like, it's just a moth. It's just a
Yeah,
moth.
I'd kill it in 2 seconds.
Right? You would in any other normal situation, but now the kids are attached to it, and they named it Gary Wormy.
I thought they named it Andy Dufresne since you put it in prison.
No, Gary Wormy.
That's
It's
just
like another bug inside the cell with him. It's like, get busy living or get busy dying.
that's just kids naming pets horribly. Like that's just kids. Like when there was a cat that like a stray cat that came into my stepdad's house when I was growing up.
Did you name it Dog?
What?
Did you name it Dog?
No, because it was a cat.
Be funny. I thought you were funny.
No, I'm not
Naming
funny.
a fat guy Tiny or something. Yeah, something ironic.
No, my mom, my little brother and my little sister named it Boots George. I was like, y'all are fucking...
I could get behind that. I like it.
You know, obviously you like grow to like just Boots George. Like
It's Boots George. It's a great name.
Well, my little brother was going based on logic because it was like a Siamese, but had like the darker on the bottom. So Boots.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then my little sister was, let's call him George. I'm like, do we even know if he has a penis? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? Like, what if Georgina?
No, Boots George could be either way, I suppose.
Well, yeah, it's 2022 now.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
25 years ago, no, but George could be anything right now. So yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we, biologist? I don't know who George could be.
Just ask George Foreman.
None of us. Well, actually, he had 7. Yeah, he had 7 Georges and like a daughter named Georgia.
Was it Georgia or was it just
Georgia?
George? I thought
it was Georgia.
George. Okay.
No,
Hey,
he's not that mean.
Yeah. Well, he did make the Foreman grill, which that thing is.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Knock the fat out of you.
And knock the taste right out of your food.
Do you have any other
bang, bang. knock the taste right out of your food.
It'll destroy your will to live.
And then you just have like 4 of them packed into your fucking cupboards after a while.
Heck, yeah.
We need to get back on track here.
Yes.
We
okay.
do.
Do you have any more?
I didn't have any more notes there, except for, you already touched on it with 11 goes to, what was it, Chicago, and meets up with the Matrix version of, the lab kids, so the rebellious kids, but we already talked about that. But that's all I have for season 2.
I also heard that the reason why that was such a kind of a disjointed episode was it seemed like it was, and then after watching it back, like, oh yeah, it does seem this way. It seems like it was like a pilot for an offshoot.
Yeah.
Can we just bring up the fact real quick that there was these other kids that apparently had like the same type of like gifts or like gifts similar to 11, and when we refer back to like the fourth season, she killed all those fucking kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
is that a hole in the story?
Is there another lab maybe?
No, I don't think. Because it seems like when you're listening to Callie or 8 or whatever, it seemed like she had escaped as well. So maybe she had escaped and they just had a new 8. You know what I mean?
Wait, they're not going to do like 8.2. They're not going to do, or like they're not going to like move the number forward. They're not going to go to 9 for like another one.
Her jersey.
No.
Yeah, I know that they should have just hung that shit up on the edge of like the lab right there. Like, well, this one didn't quite make it.
Exactly. And they just like make it brown because she
play some taps.
Brown.
Oh wow, you went there.
Yeah, I'm brown. I can say that.
This is true. All right, you get the pass.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, hold on one second. Back on track. You bounced around from Aliens references to George Foreman grills, but please tell us more about Stranger Things. That's why you love our live stream, Trevor.
We'll take our Ritalin in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, coffee's done. We're good. All right, we're gonna go on to season 3.
Let's do it.
I think you'll like the end of this one. Hold on.
Yeah. That's some great writing, man. Great title.
Yes. Yeah. It's so good. Shawn didn't care.
No, I thought it was good. I'm trying to share links. I'm sharing links right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Real quick, one last 8 got out and she's popping back up in season 5, calling it. I
like that a lot.
We'll do predictions here in just a little bit. But yeah, okay. So in season 3, all I have is Robin, the new character, awesome character. I think she's fucking hilarious. She's the only other one that I thought was a little like woke-ish, feministy in season 4, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, that's one cool thing about this whole fucking show is that it was the escapism that we've talked about so many times, Shawn. Like, you know, like that's what movies are supposed to be. It's escapism from reality. Absolutely. And everything. And that's what I love about this show is it's you just get sucked in and you forget that, you know, Biden is a, dictator.
Well, you're supposed to forget about. That's the whole point. Like, you're supposed to forget about all the nonsense that's happening in real life, and then like when movies and shows start bringing politics and like current events into shows to try and remind you of like the bullshit that's happening, it just it ruins it for me. It absolutely does. I want that escape.
I hate it when they turn into after-school specials. I want a movie, not an after-school special. That's
I don't want to get lectured right now. Like, fuck off.
Seriously.
So sorry, movies. Putting you back in the bottom.
Well, we can drop the banner, right? Can we drop the banner for him?
I guess.
I'm not that vain. Yeah, just actually move it up a little bit. There you go. So you can cover me up even more.
Right over his face.
There we go. Fine, whatever. I guess no one will know how to find us.
Fine, leave it up. I mean, like his chin sits on top of the paint splotch, so it's fine.
Yeah. I'm willing to give what I need to do for the show. So yeah, you can put that right there.
No,
thank you.
There we go, Shawn.
I'm okay with this because I got it behind me and in front of me, and my face is still here. So
it's weird. It like matches. Okay, but one thing that was that I found out that was interesting that I didn't know is so Robin, the actress Maya Hawke, she's actually the daughter of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman.
Yep.
I thought that was kind of cool. I did not know that. And then after that, that's like I could only see the two of them in her. Like I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's definitely Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's fucking kid. Also, I thought the 3-inch door rule that Hopper had for Mike and Elle was kind of funny. And then, but it's also hilarious. If you notice when you go back and watch season 1. Elle made Mike keep the door or keep the door open when she was changing instead of just like changing in front of him. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then like made her go in the bathroom, but she kept the door cracked because she was scared to have that door like fully closed because she felt like closed in like in the lab.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And then that's why she kind of freaked out when like Mike had to go talk to his mom or whatever, and he had to like keep her shut in the closet. Like I thought that was kind of a cool callback without being a callback. You know what I mean?
I could see that for sure.
You bet.
And then when Hopper brings Joyce and Alexi to meet Murray, and within 5 seconds, Joyce is fucking yelling at Murray I was looking at the screen like, bitch, shut up. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's the only person that can fucking help you, and you're just berating him immediately. Like, that was one of those, like, oh, I get catcalled. You know what I mean? Like, that was one of those fucking, like, situations. Like, bitch, shut up. I know you've been through a fucking crazy day, but this is gonna help.
Murray takes a lot of grief in general from people, but like he dishes it right back because he just does not give a fuck. What is he gonna get out of the deal? You need my help? You fucking deal with me now. Like that's just the way it's gonna go.
Yeah.
It always seems like he's on the verge of he's gonna say no to them. He's not gonna help them out, but then he always sticks around. You know, he's always threatening there, and he's like, he never goes anywhere. He's always there helping them out with Russian and whatnot. But yeah, he's like a good comic relief.
Yeah,
with it, you know, and just that goofy look on his face, you know, is what you need, you know, just to kind of lessen the tension.
He's a conspiracy theory guy, which all three of us probably love.
Yeah.
But no, I thought
we can all appreciate that.
Yeah, I definitely thought the season 3 was the weakest of the 4 seasons that have come out so far. It wasn't bad, but it was like it just seemed like they phoned it in a little bit with the premise of the main villain. It
was the least memorable for sure. It's the one where it's just, oh, really? Like, this is what we're gonna do?
The graphics were really fucking cool with the invasion of the body snatchers shit.
Yes.
Like when it went through the fucking the gutter or whatever and leaving bones behind and shit. I was like, it's fucking cool. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Slimy and gross and nasty. Yeah.
The meat monster. Yeah, the meat monster was cool.
Yeah.
But like there was a lot of things where I'm just kind of like it was the least memorable where I was watching the season like, okay, I think they're on like their way out because like you can tell when the writing gets a little lazy to me. Like the writing wasn't like that memorable. Like just the whole concept of it being like basically like mall rats. Like it's just like a big mall episode. Like that was the part where I'm like,
It's almost like they didn't have enough money, and so they had to make a choice. Okay, do we spend most of the money on the visual effects, or do we spend more money on the writing, or something like that? You know, because they definitely sacrificed writing for the visual effects. Because I thought the visual effects were very impressive. I mean, especially like you said, the meat monster. You know, and how it could just kind of like just gelatinate down in a pile of flesh and bones and whatnot. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool, and how they showed all the people just disappearing in this meaty pile, and just in the visual effects at the mall at the end. I mean, but yeah,
it was kind of a callback to like the Blob, if you remember, the original like Blob and whatnot. Like, I mean, like the original one from like the 50s. Decent, but like for me, I really like the one from like the 80s where it's a little bit more like graphic, a little bit more with the practical effects and stuff like that. They try to make it like extra gory and stuff like that. So like to me, like it really reminded me of that one from like, what was that, like 86, 87 movies? You probably know.
It was 86.
It was a little derivative. Okay.
I don't know what that means.
What?
I mean, and then the whole like you don't need smelly boys. Like that whole thing was fucking annoying. It was like, dude, like it made me like not like Max for a little bit, because Max was such a fucking cool character in season 2, and then I was just like, why you gotta be a bitch? Like,
yeah, but she said that they're gonna hook up with Ice Cream Girl. Like, oh, you don't need boys, huh? Where is this going?
Exactly. No, I thought it was cool. I thought I thought the friendship between Steve and Robin was really cool. Was kind of funny.
It was genuine. It felt good. Like it felt like a nice. But like you didn't know where it was going at first, And I don't know. Like it could have went all kinds of different directions for sure. But like I don't know, the platonic friendship. But I think it made the show better. Made it a little bit better.
I feel bad for fucking Steve again because it's like. Because
I don't know. He needed a friend more than he needed a girlfriend.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, like you could tell he started like it because Dustin was like, "Well, you have Robin there. She's fucking cool." Blah blah. And so he starts like, yeah, maybe I kind of like this girl." And then they start talking. And then she's a fucking muffler.
Yeah, and then plus
but he understood quickly, and he just like, "All right, we're good. We're good."
Yeah. How much does it suck? Like you're trying to hit on girls at your work. And you got this other girl you work with, and she's like giving you shit the whole time when you crash and burn, you know, when some girl turns you down. And she's back there, just yapping at you like those old guys on the Muppet Show. Like, you struck out with that girl. You clear.
Ah, man.
Exactly. Come on, man.
Shawn Cav.
No, so I think they did it well. They pulled it off because Robin's a fucking cool character, so they obviously didn't ruin it. There were so many times I hated to love and loved to hate Lucas's little sister. She was
yeah.
I liked her. I thought she was funny.
I liked her, but I also was just like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? You don't need to have some stupid fucking quip every 5 fucking seconds.
Do you love black people?
Good question.
Yeah, I was starting to wonder.
Yeah, but then she was talking about being against commies and she understood capitalism and all that, and then I was like, I'm on the whiskey capitalist. I have to like her now.
I bet if she was white, you'd like her.
Yeah, she's probably a little autistic, to be honest, for the fact that she's following all this shit at the age of 8.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? How do you know all this shit?
Yeah, whenever there's somebody really young that's really into all that stuff and understands all of it, like a John Doyle on the internet, I'm like, oh damn, they might be a little autistic because they're on the fucking ball. They know this shit really fucking well. I'm like, how do they know it so well? And it's like, well, it's because they do nothing but study.
Yeah, and it when they were going through and they had her crawl through the crawl space or whatever, and she was saying child endangerment. I was like, was that a
child endangerment?
Well, I was like, was that a widely used term back then? And that
no. In the 90s, as me being a kid, I used to ride in the back of my dad's pickup truck, and he would hit all the fucking potholes and the bumps. So I'd go boom, boom. I would go flying in the bed of the truck. Whee! Whee! And then it was just a blast. We had a great time. And I survived. I'm still here.
That kind of pulled me out of it a little bit because I was like, that term doesn't seem like it was that wildly used, especially by an 8-year-old back in the 80s. I don't know. So that.
And I didn't like it when Lucas said, "Hey, keep it 100." I thought that was totally out of place for that time.
He did? I didn't even notice that.
No.
I didn't catch it either. But yeah, you're absolutely right. That is a common
Movies
term.
Was fucking joking, fucking asshole.
Oh, okay. I was like, really? He said that?
No one was saying keeping it 100 in the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like what? Like that?
What were you guys doing? We was just vibing. No, but and honestly, the whole Billy thing, when at the very end, when he helped out, and we're like, oh, everyone feels bad. No, fuck that guy. Bye. Die. Thank you. I'm glad it was you that fucking.
Yeah, he was the subtle racist.
Yeah, exactly. He was fucking racist.
Yeah.
It was cool that they did
white privilege.
Yeah, it was kind of cool that they did the Jurassic Park Velociraptor kitchen scene kind of feel when they were in the mall and they were hiding behind that clothes rack or whatever.
Clever girl.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on to your butts.
Dr. Hammond, the phones are working.
Yeah, but best line in Jurassic Park is
hold on to your butts.
And he just has that fucking cigarette just barely dangling on by a thread. It's fucking so great.
And I got a pool of gasoline, yeah.
So great.
Actually,
but no,
as far as go ahead.
No, I thought it was cool with they keep bringing back the wrist rocket, the slingshot. I thought that was kind of cool, and then they actually used the fireworks idea that you thought was just a throwaway idea a couple episodes before, and then Lucas is all, nope, fucking throw fireworks at this bitch. I thought that was fucking cool.
It was effective.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the fireworks. They were shooting the fireworks at the monster, I believe,
creature.
correct?
in the mall. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now to me that was a big callback to The Gate. If you remember correct, if you remember the movie The Gate.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of the movie The Gate, the whole movie essentially is premised around this giant rocket. It's like oh man, Daddy's fucking massive red rocket. It's just a big old thing. It's a thing that it's just a big fucking plastic rocket that's going to shoot up and put a parachute up and come back down. But
Johnny
like
Knoxville hooked up to it.
no, it's so like it's I don't know, it's like a fucking toy. But the thing is, like, it was like put away in the closet. You don't get to play with it. And then like they open a gate to hell. There's a big fucking monster that comes up in like the living room, and like the kid uses the rocket to shoot at like the monster, and that's ends up what kills it. Now, like, is it a dumb way to kill like the bringer of like hell and all, like the end of the world? Yeah, it's a terrible way to end the fucking movie. But the movie The Gate was fucking awesome when it had all the stop motion claymation stuff, and it had practical effects where like, the phone's melting in the kid's hand, and like, I don't know, really fucking cool shit for sure. So like, I don't know, if you're not familiar with that movie, I would absolutely recommend checking it out for a really good 80s movie for like these good references, because it's all about like listening to a metal record and then they play it backwards and that opens a gate to hell in the kid's backyard. How much cooler does it get from that?
Yeah. I remember it had a cool cover to it, like to the VHS and whatnot. It had the gate on there. You know, the lettering,
it's like the
inset into the ground. Yeah, with claws.
There's a door. There's a door, and it says The Gate on it, and there's like hands trying to reach up around it. Yeah. Like believe me, it's
Very
fucking
metal.
awesome. Yeah, and like I feel like after I'm done with this, I'm gonna end up going and watching it. Like just saying.
One thing that I thought was absolutely fucking hilarious is the never-ending story shit with Dustin's girlfriend. Dude, like,
that was funny.
Dustin.
That was funny.
His girlfriend.
Like me and my wife looked at each other like, really? Like
the never-ending story.
Yeah, exactly. And then I love how Lucas and Max, the most auto-tuned fucking thing ever. But I love how Lucas and Max just give Dustin shit for the rest of the show.
Key change, everybody.
Well, we know why you're a bass player.
I do backup vocals, buddy, but I need to hear the pitch first.
Very backup.
Yeah, whatever. It's all the way in the back to the where it's off.
Yeah, they're like,
You get nothing.
I'll just turn his mic off. It's okay. Just
Hey, Shawn. Yeah, we can hear you. You're sounding great, buddy.
Sounds great.
All right. Did you have any? Did you guys have any notes or callbacks or anything you wanted to?
I think we covered all for that season. We can go to season 4 now.
I got,
he's got glasses on.
The glasses are on.
Oh, wait.
So you know what? That's
Leviathan. Leviathan is fucking
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Great fucking 80s movie for sure. Or maybe that was
Creature
maybe
under the
90s.
That was
Oh,
89. It was 89.
Okay, before
89?
you get-
Okay.
before
Barely
you get your
80s.
points. One thing I knew something was going to happen when Billy was driving his car into the station wagon as they were like about to leave or whatever. But that definitely was fucking cool how they had them pull around and fucking and run into Billy's car. I thought that was a like, really fucking cool scene. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. Billy's car, definitely took a beating in this movie or in this show. That's for sure. Poor Camaro. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, you mentioned it earlier, like Erica, Lucas's sister. I thought she was hilarious. I thought she was kind of funny. She reminded me of that. Remember the movie Role Models? And
Sure.
they had the bigs and the littles and whatnot. The little
Oh,
black
yeah.
kid right there, man, just quipping, like, oh man, he tried to grab my hang dang. What the hell, like.
The song Love Gun, it's about the guy's dick.
This song goddamn gas.
Be offended.
Yes. Good.
But yeah, that's what Erica reminded me of, like the PG rated female version of that little kid from Role Models there. So, and then I couldn't help but notice that they were trying to push the men are pigs narrative in the workplace with Nancy. Not to say that men are never pigs, in the workplace and whatnot, but they were pushing that really hard.
Yeah, and
I don't care.
it was
Exactly.
it was the 80s, you know what I mean? Like, so I mean, I guess it was a lot different. I'll admit that,
But are we really going to make excuses like, oh well, my goodness, it shouldn't have been like that or this and that? Like, I don't know, like, let it go.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Take your time.
There's a difference from interject, like like injecting, realist things or what's going on in the world today into certain TV shows. But I can understand why they did it that way with it being the 80s. Now, if it was in now times and they did that, I'd be like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Like, whatever. Like, but I can understand how in the 80s is a little bit different. Not as bad as it, has been, but I can understand that.
Well, maybe they had it in there also just the way the story went, because basically all those guys, or a couple of the guys, got killed at the end. They got liquefied at the end. Yeah. So maybe they wanted to make them look less sympathetic.
Yeah.
When that happened at the end. I don't know. So I'm just spitballing here.
Okay. Anyone else notice Carrie Elwes, or however you say that fucking
Carrie Elwes? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else notice that his teeth were extra fucking yellow? No, because they made his teeth look fucking so weird in certain scenes, I don't know. It gave him this more creepy vibe. I don't know. Sorry, that's just me.
I just kept waiting for him to turn into the Dread Pirate Roberts, the Princess Bride. So.
No, I can't say. I no comment on that one.
God. Yeah, you're more observant than we are there, Ian.
A little bit. Yeah. Little bit. I don't know. Why you could pull up a photo? You could show us an image of what you're talking about, because otherwise, I'm not familiar. I don't know. Maybe you could be like, look how yellow they are. Prove your point. This is where you have to lawyer up and actually show some fucking evidence behind your statement.
We're just talking about a goddamn TV show.
I'm upset.
I'm just bringing up fucking points, dude, that you have to back up your statements.
I want to see if this guy can butter a whole loaf of bread with his teeth. I mean, this is like a
let's see it. Let's see it.
Maybe it wasn't yellow. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's not so yellow anymore.
Hey, shut your whore mouth. No, okay.
Just do what CNN did with that Biden footage. Just color his teeth in.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great point. Yeah, just kind of shift the colors around. Just like how they did with what was it with Biden's speech the last week, where it went from red to pink.
They made it
pink. Hey, we're gonna make everything pink now because we think pink is a lot more.
He was doing a Victoria's Secret speech instead.
It's like, I'll never tell.
Yeah, all I can find.
This is our latest lingerie.
Hey, it's all inclusive. Come on, man.
These thigh highs. Come on, man.
All I can find are GIFs, and so it's kind of hard to fucking.
All right, well, I'm going to take your word for it then.
Oh, thanks. Finally, after
if we can just move on, I'll take your word for it.
Jesus Christ, cranberry juice is needed. Okay.
Hey, no, this is what I'm here for, man. I'm here to keep the show entertaining. Yeah, you're triggered. I get it.
All right, keep going, movies.
That's all I had. That's all I had. Oh, yep, there we go.
Let's go to season 4 because season 4 is gonna be the fun one to be discussed for sure.
Oh yeah. Okay, here we go.
Very good, Mr. Freddy Krueger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well played.
Okay.
Yes.
So my first thing is, I think this is one of the best main villain reveals of the actual character, because I had no clue. I had no clue that it was that Vecna was Henry Creel until the middle of that little explanation. Even up to when she pulled the little thing out of his neck and all that, I still was like, oh yeah, she's just helping this dude out, he's getting out of here, whatever, and it still was not clicking in my head. And then in the middle of him telling his story, I was like, holy shit, dude, it was very well fucking done. I will say
they set that up beautifully right there, because at first they portrayed it as, okay, so he's just the guy that was helping her out in the lab, And that in and of itself, that enough was cool. I thought. I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, he's an unassuming character. They make it seem like he's going to be like a red herring, like he's not really going to be that significant, you know. And then it turns out that he's Vecna. Yeah. And then they go a third level. And they say, no, he was Henry when he was a kid. He's a Henry character. The kid, you know, from earlier, I think earlier they talked about him in the series or the season right there. And it was like a triple down of like just interest, you know. I thought it was very cool too.
So I hate to be like the downer for everybody, but like, you know,
Well,
I
you're good
totally go ahead. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I said you're good at it though.
I am.
Johnny Raincloud.
I got it. Well, you know, I called it from like episode 1 of when this kid showed up.
You are fake news.
No, I'm not. I absolutely called it. You can listen, Ian. I'm gonna let you call my wife, and I'm gonna let you talk to my wife and be like, listen, did I call this shit on fucking day 1? And she'll be like, yeah, he actually did. And I'm just saying this because we were sitting there and like when they talked to this guy, and then the first time this guy had like a one-on-one with 11, and like he's like, and it's like in those videotapes that she's like sitting in like the sensory tank or whatever, and he's like he's talking to her and he's telling her like what is going on and this and that. Like I'm like, hey, you know what? All right, so this guy is the one. Like the big surprise for me was probably when it was him that killed all the kids. I honestly did think that it was her that killed all the kids, but I thought it was like something along the lines of where like she was like killing him and then just killed everybody else too as like collateral damage. But like essentially I called it that. I was like, all right, this guy is Vecna because he's a bad motherfucker. He's number one. Yeah, I am a savant. Yep.
No, I mean, I honestly think, hey, you know, kudos to you for, you know, being able to pick that out.
But you know, because I can't help it. It's just a gift.
You know, we're cross country, so I can't give you a cookie.
This take is very derivative of mine.
If you mailed a cookie to me, I would be very impressed.
Cookie? No,
in the mail.
I thought that was really cool, and I thought how when they revealed, how do I get this? When they were like the camera revealed on his wrist, like it was like scrolling up, and then it showed you like the 001. I thought that was really fucking cool. And I thought it was also cool that in this story that, you know, was a little derivative of, you know, some Freddy Krueger type, you know, shit, like in your nightmares or in your dreams. And then this is where Vecna comes in and visit, you know, and does all that. I thought it was really cool how they have his dad being played by Freddy Krueger. Like, I thought that was really
Robert
fun.
Englund. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool too. Yeah, I thought that was a really cool kind of throw in there because like the whole character was very like derivative of like Freddy Krueger in Central. So like to me, like it made sense to be like, all right, yeah, like, that was neat. That was like his dad was like included in there, or Robert Englund was included in the entire casting.
Today's Sesame Street's brought to you by the letter D, as in derivative.
The special word is derivative. Deliberative.
No, and when Chrissy, the cheerleader, when she fucking died like that, that was tough. Yeah.
That was a tough one. I didn't expect that.
Not at all, dude. Like I had the same fucking reaction that fucking Eddie had. Like I was like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
and it made it even sweeter at the end. Not to jump ahead, but like when he does the Master of Puppets, he's like, "This is for you, Chrissy."
Yeah,
that's made it even more sweet. You're like, "Yeah." Okay,
so the Master of Puppets thing, kind of pissed me off a little bit because he played it wrong. Did you notice how he played it wrong, Shawn?
Okay. If I listened back to it very closely, I probably could pick it out. But like I'm just going off of like the initial like listening to it. I was probably half in the bag listening to it. So I'm like, hey, they're playing Master of Puppets. How predictable. And then like they did that because again it was kind of like the mind flayer, mind flayer. So like, again, it's like Master of Puppets.
Yeah.
So like to me, like there was like a tie-in to that as well.
I liked the tie-in for sure, but the thing that made me kind of like that pulled me out of the thing is, okay, there's a part in there where it's the do that do that do that do that. It's like this like repeated little riff.
Yeah,
Little guitar break. Okay, the guitar break in the original fucking song. Let me push my fucking glasses up while I say this. Was it's only four. It's only four. It's do no 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 no.
Yeah,
and I was like, hey fuckers, like why you like you're shittier than Lars right now. Like what are you doing? Like
so wait, how many did they do?
They did like 5 or 6.
Oh, you know what that is? That's poor editing. That's just like they're we're gonna stretch this out to build drama. And like so like and again, it was Steve's adaptation to Master of Puppets. I'm gonna put these air quotes floating all over the place right now because it's like it's Steve's adaptation to what was Master of Puppets.
Yeah, okay.
Bunny ears.
For a second, it's like I hate when they do that in movies. Like when they edit something or the music is a little like whatever, it's like, no, that's not fucking how it goes. That's my fucking OCD shit, whatever.
Play the full 8 minutes and 42 seconds of American Pie, you bastards! Come on!
Don't cheat us!
No, but so you guys brought up the Master of Puppets thing, and that I'll forget that if I fucking
I totally understand, man. But like I've been like I even think back to the first time that I heard that song in a movie was what was it? Old School, and they go in there picking up people and like
yeah,
awesome.
They should have had Dustin playing drums or some shit like that. Would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah, why didn't Steve have a drum kit in the Upside Down?
His name is Eddie, sir. You keep calling him Steve. Steve.
Oh, sorry. I said Steve. I said my bad. Eddie. My bad.
Admonished.
Respect the dead.
Admonished.
Admonish.
This is not what the Whiskey Capitalist stands for. We do not stand for this type of like miscrediting when it comes to characters. So I apologize.
You dead named him literally.
Yeah.
Okay. Hate to depress everyone, but I knew he would play it that way. you and fucking Shawn both.
Shot at Shawn right there.
We're just so smart. We're just
fucking savants.
When I lived in the prehistoric ages, I knew there was going to be these things called iPads.
Pinky's out, Trevor. We knew.
No, I thought it was. But I mean, I thought the whole fucking season was pretty goddamn good. There wasn't really anything in there to really pick apart. I thought it was, it was so fucking hilarious how the little fucking nerdy white dude who the second one of Vecna's victims. That's hard to say. Say that 5 times fast. Fucking like. Yeah. By the time I know you're trying to say
second one of victims. Yeah, it's tough. That's really tough, dude. Good job. Proud of you.
Yeah, and so when he died and that shit happened, it happened really quick, and like I wish they would have done a little bit more explanation into why, like what he did that allowed him to be taken over by all that stuff. I wish they went just a tad bit more, but I liked how at the time that in probably everyone in the audience's head was like, fuck this guy, can you fucking kill him? Like he's fucking annoying little twerp, and then he died, and I was like, yes, great.
Yes.
Fine, get rid of this fucking dumbass.
Show Ames and please. Yes, take his little twerpy ass out.
Yeah. I thought that was great. I also thought it was great how they kind of did like this bait and switch with Nancy and Vecna, because they had the whole thing going on with Max, and she did the fucking up in the air shit, and that the whole whole scene, which that scene
she was ready to get every bone broken in her body.
Yeah, dude, I was like, dude, are you gonna fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I was like,
and honestly, if they would have done some Game of Thrones type shit and like gone and killed Max, like that would have been like, oh my god, that would have been like a crazy fucking like mind twist to the whole show.
You raised the weight of the show right there. Yep.
Yeah.
But she got saved by Kate Bush.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Stranger Things saved her her royalties. But no, I thought they were gonna do a little like, you know, that kind of take it with Nancy then, because like she got brought into Vecna's little world and, you know, whatever, and she got, you know, I don't even know what to call it, possessed or, you know, whatever. And then
she was in the dreamscape. She's in like Freddy Krueger's world now. You're in the boiler room.
Yeah, that whole like when she jumps through everyone's jumping through the hole to get out of the upside down and all that, and then she just keeps fucking falling. I was like, dude, that was done really fucking well.
Yeah, that was badass, right? Yeah, I like that right there. Yep.
All right, one thing I do want to bring up.
Pretty good. I'm backtracking, but they missed a don't do drugs moment by letting the cheerleader die before taking ketamine. They could have put her in a K-hole and really drew that one out.
That's a great point. It's a great point for sure, because like they
That's good.
She died before doing drugs. Like, I don't even know if like the police ever even tested her for drugs. Like every bone's broken in her body. She had to have been on drugs.
Yeah, exactly.
Did she not read about the side effects?
Yeah, every bone in your body will break if you take ketamine. Don't you know that?
And you might have a fever.
Okay, and that's one thing about this show too, is like, why is like the douchey like high school jock dude a white dude on the basketball team? Really?
What do you have a problem with that?
Yeah, because how many white guys play basketball still?
We're talking about the 80s, but yeah, there's plenty of white guys that play basketball, especially in the high school level. It's who goes to pro. Who goes pro?
Who picks the team and becomes captain?
Yeah.
Well, the best one in Indiana.
Yeah, true. It is Indiana.
So there.
Fucking hop, skip, and a jump from fucking French Lick.
But like, all right, so I need to bring this up because this is one of the things that bothered me the most in the 4th season. All right, so when they were connecting the upside down to the real world with the bed sheet tied in knots, okay? They toss it up, and then like half of it goes forward, the other half goes like is dropped in like their own like in like whatever realm they're in. I think they were in the upside down at the time, and they threw it up into like the right side up, and like so like the thing that bothered me the most with this is the physics behind all this. Now, we're talking about science fiction. We're talking about something that doesn't necessarily exist in reality, but we should be considering gravity and physics when it comes to like how the fuck is this bed sheet going to stay in one place. So they said, oh, well, I knew it was going to do that. So like they throw it up in the fucking air. Or we got somebody saying like, oh, this is boring. Oh, well, you can whatever. This is I'm going on about like physics.
Time?
They did not like story time. They obviously do not care for the bedsheet thing. Yeah. Oh, so Trevor actually agrees with me. The bedsheet thing is killing him. So now let me explain this to you guys. All right. So you have a bedsheet. Bedsheet weighs maybe like, let's say a whole bedsheet together at the max 1 pound. Okay. So you're going to throw it up into the air, and now gravity on the other side of this portal is pulling the other half of the bed sheet down. So you have half a pound of bed sheet on one side, half a pound of bed sheet on the other side. Now, here's the thing that gets me. Okay, if you were to pull on the bed sheet in the upside down,
okay,
the other side, you are going against gravity, essentially, which is a half pound of resistance. So therefore, you need to have like, I would say like 300 pounds of resistance pushed up through the hole already in order for you to be able to like grab hold and try and even climb that. Because even at 300 pounds, you know you're going to be pulling that weight along with you going up that bed sheet. So I'm saying the physics of the entire thing were wonky as fuck, and it made zero sense.
I mean, yes and no. I like.
What? No, explain to me how the fuck this makes sense to you, then, Ian. Because I have experience. I'm saying I got experience in some engineering, and I'm saying that like if you're pulling on something, something's got to give unless it's tied to something. So therefore, if like you need to have like I would say honestly, in order for you to climb up something, being if you're like a 200-pound man, you should need like 1,000 or like let's say 800 pounds on the other side at least, to where you can climb up it and not be pulling it down from where it's standing, so or where it's based at. So therefore, like even with gravity, you would need to have that in order to go there, and then you get up halfway and then you would fall because of gravity would take over in the upside down. So that's my argument.
I'm upset.
Yeah, I'm upset because I'm pointing out logical errors when it comes to this bedsheet thing, and I went off on my wife. I went off on my wife about this for a while too. Like, this makes zero sense. This would not work. I would just I would throw it up and be like, guys, we can climb this, and I would go like this, whoosh, and then the whole thing would fall down on top of my head. And I'm like, I thought it was gonna work. I'm sorry. We're done.
Okay, but there's the gravity from the upside down that is pulling this way, and then there's the gravity from our side that's pulling this way. So like,
do you understand you're stronger than gravity though? Like you can do a pull up. Am I right?
Yeah, and we're also talking about a fake alter. Like,
so you're gonna pull the whole fiction card on me when they said like, oh, I knew this would work.
Jesus Christ.
At least
show, okay? I know
you know has a good explanation as far as how people could liquefy into bloody, bony piles of flesh.
Yeah, because that usually happens.
Explain that, but yeah, I'm with you, Sean. I don't get this.
All right. If the way the bed sheet worked, then how did everyone pass through and at all and not just get stuck halfway? And that's a great point, because like if you would have gone up and then like you would have essentially gotten pulled back down, because they're saying almost that like gravity was pulling to the center of where the two worlds met, but that's not where the gravity was. Gravity's going into the upside down and going into the right side up. So therefore it's like actually should be like that way, if like upside down and the right side up, because of where gravity pulls downwards. But like it didn't work that way. So like that's where I was like, all right, like you should be able to pull that thing right through and no problem. Like it needs to be fastened to the other side, which you know what it would have solved the entire problem? Just saying. A step ladder. You fucking use a goddamn step ladder, because who didn't have one of those back in 1983, which was the upside down. The upside down was 1983 compared to like the current time. Current time I think was like 1985, 1986. 86. So like it was like 3 years back. So like yeah, find the fucking step ladder in your dad's shed and then go and climb up and then fall into the right side up. And then like
also we're at Eddie's fucking trailer. So I mean,
what, you don't think Eddie's dad didn't have a fucking step ladder?
Well, it was his uncle, but yeah, I'm gonna get
all right. Yeah, I agree.
Hey, you know what? All I have to say about that is
I'm a dumbass.
I'm sorry I had to go smart on you guys for a minute. Now I'll shut up.
Yeah, no, I blacked out for a second. I stopped listening. I just let you rant.
That's why I don't watch movies and TVs with Bill Nye the Science Guy anymore.
Well, I apologize, because like honestly, I feel like I'm the retarded one of all my friends. So like it makes me feel good to hang out with you guys.
I was gonna say let's all do like a watch party for season 5, not fucking now. I'm gonna be like, do we have to pause it? Are you angry? Is there something going on here?
No.
Be offended.
I'll let it all go until the episode's over. I'm like, no, I have an issue.
So that's why Sean brought over like Bunsen burners and beakers and protractors when the last time he watched a movie with me, So it's like, even scientifically sound before you move on.
Even Dustin, Lucas, and all of them would have been like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Well, I would have just told him it was a dumb plan in the beginning. He's like, guys, I got this great idea. Let's tie the bed sheet around and throw it up through the fucking ceiling. And I'd be like, dude,
it's a fake dimension.
I would have just been like, dude, The physics of it doesn't make any sense. We gotta get a stepladder.
And I thought my observation in season 1 of fucking Nancy saying, "Did it get hit by a car?" was a little like extra. Jesus.
Yeah, did they not run the script by MIT before they greenlit this?
Where's Elon?
I'm starting to wonder.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Should be. Okay. But I think one other thing that was kind of cool.
I just want to bring up this comment real quick because I thought this is fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah, of course they're gonna say this is boring. It's them in a fucking like their profile picture is of 11 and all the kids. Yeah, of course you're gonna think it's boring because it's us not sitting there being like,
Sean, you should have threw some Kardashian sisters right in the middle of all that.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Oh, and ... Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, we gave you some insightful reviews of the whole show. Yeah, Meow Girl cotton candy. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
What would Courtney think of your theory there, Sean?
yeah,
I don't know. Probably that it's all hocus pocus and black magic.
Yeah, exactly. Black magic. Anyways,
Chloe, you bitch.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool how I think I forgot exactly where it was, but what's his face? The basketball dude who was dating Chrissy.
Oh, Black Magic Johnson. Black Magic.
Lamar Odom.
I'm kidding.
But yeah. So he at the very end when the rift opened, he got ripped in half. I think there was a part earlier on in the season where he said because of like playing D&D and doing all this you're gonna get your soul gets ripped in half or like some sort of reference to that. So I thought that was kind of cool how they did that. Wait.
Same one. Never mind.
You still going back?
Sorry, my bad.
No, I thought that was kind of cool how they did that little tie-in, and then when Max actually had her shit broken, like all of her bones started breaking, doing all that, like that hit me for a second. I was like, really? They're actually fucking doing that? I don't know. It was quite interesting, and how now Hawkins is just the fucking gates of hell. I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool.
And
that was a great ending to a season too, by the way, because the fact that like they led it into being like they had like the whole like FEMA camp almost like set up in the gymnasium, and like because like people's homes got destroyed from like the deviating like quarters of like the whole like of like the upside down, the upside down, and like the real world kind of merging, and then like you see in the distance there's like this whole fucking like volcano of upside down shit fucking going on. Like that is fucking cool. That is really awesome.
Yeah, because the red lightning in the sky, and the red lightning is like the signature of the upside down. So now you know that it's up in the right side up world. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, are you guys ready for theories and all that predictions?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or did you have anything for season 4 movies?
Let's go to the glasses. Oh yeah. Do I? Oh yeah. So I thought that so we didn't really talk about the Russia part all that much, right? With
Hopper you're right. There was a whole Russia thing,
whole Russia subplot. I mean, it wasn't the main plot, but the whole Russia subplot. And I personally thought, like, if you've ever watched Game of Thrones, so Ian, I know you haven't seen most of it, but
sorry,
but
any of it,
I'm sure that'll be remedied very soon. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the inclusion of Jaqen H'ghar from Game of Thrones, there, the cellmate, the
man with no name, or the man with no name. I know. I caught the whole thing in movies. I was like, that was one thing I was like really into for sure.
Yeah, I thought that added some weight to the show. I thought I was like, oh man, this is cool because I liked them on Game of Thrones. As Jaqen, he's like the leader of the Faceless Men, and the House of Black and White, and he had so much weight in that show. And then now he's in Stranger Things, like, Stranger Things, you're going next level, man. You get like Game of Thrones actors in your show. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was really cool. And like, we will touch on that, Trevor, in just a little bit. We will talk about like the pizza delivery whole scenario
about that too.
Because that was a whole thing that we almost completely like missed. We almost missed because we got so distracted with my bedsheet theories. I got you guys so upset about bed sheets that like we almost forgot about most of the season.
I'm kind of retarded.
It's okay. I forgive you.
I was actually too tired during your dissertation to be mad.
Really? Really? like was it that boring? I thought that made like, a lot of sense. I think
that's what Meow Girl Cotton Candy was talking about.
Listen, I appreciate you guys' feedback. I don't really appreciate hers. She can fuck off.
Meow. Meow. But yeah, I mean, we talked
Kitty's
about
claws are out, baby.
Kitty cat wants some candy.
So when you drink too much whiskey, you get a little gay.
Meow.
Who said a little?
Put on a bird costume in a second. You hear nothing, just more alcohol.
Yeah.
Okay, go movie. Sorry.
So I thought that moment when Joyce and Hopper reunited there in Russia, I thought it was a cool moment. That was pretty badass. I thought that was very touching, you know. So yeah,
like when they did the kiss in the church or whatever. Or
oh yeah, they were getting it on. They were starting to get it on. Yeah,
they actually said that wasn't a part of the script. It was just something that when they were in the moment, they like I guess they were like, oh, this should happen, kind of thing. You guys have always left me satisfied. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate it.
But yeah, I mean, I just thought that this season had like more, it was kind of more of a serious, weighty season to it. It wasn't like, saccharine and cheesy and sweet like season 3. Because season 3, I thought like they went way too hard on the nostalgia.
Yeah,
with the shopping mall, trying to make it look like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and whatnot.
Yeah.
But season 4 brought it back down to earth, so to speak, and just kind of made it more morose, and it kind of embraced the deathly aspects of the show. So that's a big thing that I took away from season 4 is that it was more serious, and I enjoyed it that much more because it just wasn't cheesy and bubblegum. Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
That's all the glasses had for season 4.
Oh, there we go. All right, okay, we're gonna go into real quick before we do this, the pizza guy, Argyle.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Coming from being a stoner for over half my fucking life, he was fucking annoying. Like, if I had to hear him say, "Hey, my dudes," one more fucking time, I was gonna reach to the fucking screen and choke him out.
Yeah, but that's your culture in California. But that's your culture in California. How could you say that?
Isn't everybody in California like that?
No,
how could you say that?
Was fucking annoying. It was just the quintessential fucking stoner character, and it's like I even looked over at my wife and I was like, I wasn't that fucking bad, was I, when I was like smoking? She was like, no, you weren't that bad. I mean, you were kind of a dumbass sometimes, but like you weren't that bad. Like that, just like, oh my god, dude.
It's like a Cheech and Chong ripoff, I think they thought that they had to throw a Cheech and Chong ripoff character in there because it was the 80s.
Yeah.
And then just make him just extra annoying, But yeah, he didn't really contribute much except for his pizza van.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't think he really did much. I mean, except for like pick shrooms, towards the end of the show, But yeah, I mean, like Eddie was a new character that actually contributed to the effort, right? He rolled up his sleeves and he helped out the
stoner metalhead.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, because his character was like kind of a stereotypical, metalhead, and whatnot. So I mean, his character wasn't totally original, but he helped out, right? And he added a lot to the
his
show.
Character was pretty much me. I sold weed. I was a metalhead, but I didn't play D&D. So we're not exactly the same.
Yeah, and he freaked out all the jocks at school. I thought the whole lunchroom scene was great. He's reading like the Time magazine article. Yeah, they're like, and they think D&D was a once harmless game that promotes Satanism, sacrifice, and murder.
And what's funny about all of that is that this show in itself promoted D&D beyond like anything that D&D ever was before. Where now there's people like that want to play it that have never had any experience before. I have plenty of friends now who have never played D&D. They're always like trying to set up like game nights and stuff like that. Now they're like, oh, let's get a game night going and this and that. Like, hey, that sounds fun or whatever, but like it's just like something that like it wasn't popular before Stranger Things at all, because like even like the first episode, the first season, everything, that was where D&D like spiked in interest. Now all these books kept on coming out and everything else. Like the interest has exponentially grown.
Yeah.
I think E.T. had D&D in it, and I think it did spike a little bit after E.T. when they played it in there. But yeah, I don't think anything near like what it is now, because they didn't have Twitter and Instagram and people talking about, hey, I just picked up this D&D game. Check out my tweet. They didn't have that back in the early 80s. So yeah, I think you're right. Like this is like the big D&D.
I don't know if I like someone enough to play a 10-hour fucking game with them.
It's not about 10 hours. It's about like you're developing a character and going on an adventure.
All right.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
All right. So we're gonna move on to predictions and theories. We good?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet.
In one word, yeah. Like I think they can absolutely end this thing on a good note.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I mean I'm thinking so too, because they've done it pretty well besides that third season, for a little bit. But okay, so one of the things that I learned is the Duffer Brothers said they will be explaining the origins and more information about the Upside Down. So there's going to be a lot more in-depth explanation of how you can hang a bed sheet, or so maybe it'll help you out there, Shawn.
No predictions for Shawn, please. I fear the accuracy
and the nerdiness.
Thank you, Shawn. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Shawn.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's just me commenting, guys. It's just me. I'm Trevor.
You're Trevor. I was gonna say, like, why is your head going half the fucking time? But no, I think that's going to be cool. They'll be able to explain, how the Upside Down works, where it came from, what the whole, thing is, because it's wildly different from when Vecna fell in there before. Like, if you notice, like everything was kind of yellow toned when he was banished to the Upside Down by 11. It was more yellow toned and kind of whatever, and then now it's like all blue toned. So I mean, even just that whole thing, it was interesting to me. Just something I kind of noticed. So
yeah, I didn't catch that. That's something I would want to like look more into for sure, because like that's interesting.
Like when she banished him, like, and he's like falling and everything, the lightning and everything is like eating away his fucking skin and all that. Like, yeah, everything in there was like the dark, blacks and grays, and then yellow, the sky and everything was yellow. But then, in everything else of the Upside Down, everything is blue toned and like this like blue atmosphere. So I don't know. That could be nothing, but maybe there was something that was done in that process.
Nothing that should be overlooked in this show. You could be onto something.
I could be. Never know. So Trevor, watch out. I'm coming for those accurate predictions. So one of the so these are all predictions that I've kind of either run through from the internet that a lot of people have been saying, or intermixed with things that I kind of think. So one of them is that Will is the villain, and if Vecna's body was destroyed, at the end of season 4, with the Michael Myers fucking callback where they like throw him out of the building and then his body
gone. Right.
Then Will could take over Vecna's soul and his essence, because he's connected to the Upside Down. He's connected to Vecna. So that is something that could be that could be relevant. I mean, I don't think they would go that way, but I think Will's going to have some sort of something to do with Vecna, and because he's so fucking connected to him. He's got the little spidey sense. Vecna is Eleven's father. Is another theory. Could be like a Luke, Vader Luke kind of thing.
I think you're stretching.
Again, these are just theories that I've found from the internet. I'm not saying that I'm putting my weight.
You're not going to put your stamp of approval on that theory.
I mean, it could happen, and I could see how it would be. Because I mean, the dad is never really talked about in the show.
Yeah, but he's not immaculate conception, and he's also not like a demon spawn either.
No, I'm not talking about Vecna. I'm talking about 11 being Vecna's child. Because
maybe I could see something like that. Okay, I thought you were talking about Will. I thought you were talking about Will for some reason.
No, I think we know 11's one of Nick Cannon's kids.
My bad.
It's just Shaq's kids. But no, I think there could be something to that, and it would make it kind of interesting. I could see that. Also, something that I heard, there might be a Steve and Dustin spinoff, which would be fucking hilarious. Because they're
I like Eddie and Dustin better myself, but if it has to be Steve and Dustin, that's cool.
Yeah,
Steve and Dustin has like that, like kind of like big brother, little brother type vibe to the whole thing. So like I could see that, but I don't like it either. Just my personal preference. Just like honestly, I'm just saying that like I think that
needs a Debbie Downer. So
and listen, you want me to be honest? I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say that like I think that has no legs to stand on for like a spinoff.
Okay, I think it would be hilarious. So another one is
you hate my fucking personal opinion. I take it. It's all right.
Yeah, triggered. I think Eddie. There's a theory that Eddie could still be alive in the Upside Down as Cass, who's Vecna's vampire lieutenant. In the D&D lore, and also it's mentioned in the beginning of season 4 during the D&D campaign with Eddie and the Hellfire Club. In the D&D lore, Cass betrays and kills Vecna. So, and he's like the vampire lieutenant, like I was saying. So there's more to it than just hoping the metalhead returns, because when they're playing D&D with the Hellfire Club and all that, Mike says, or when he says Vecna lives or whatever, and then Mike says, no, he was killed by Cass. It's like a quick, like one line, but that could be kind of cool because he was also bitten by bats. So I mean, you know what I mean? Like there's it could be there, and then Eddie is still there in the story, and it could be a way of I don't know, like it. I think that there's a good chance that could fucking happen. The Thessal Hydra might be a big bad, not the big bad, because obviously Vecna is still, going to come back in some way. But I think the Thessal Hydra could be a big bad in season 5. Nancy said that she saw a huge monster in her vision from Vecna, and also Will's drawing to Mike had a huge multi-headed beast with the 4 kids fighting it. So that could be a piece of it. I think that there's some weight to that one. There's also a weird theory that Will created Hawkins, Indiana in the Upside Down as a way to cope with being lost there. Also goes back to me saying that everything was like a yellow tone, and then now there's like this blue tone. So maybe Will, and especially because he's artsy and draws things and he's creative in that way. So maybe with Will, wanting to feel like he's home in this foreign place, he could have created that, and it kind of latched on to the Upside Down. Kind of interesting there. There's actually something
better
that I'm gonna get to in a second that's kind of like that. Also, there's one that is quite interesting and I think pretty far off, but it still makes me wonder of why they did this in the promo art. But it said that Karen Wheeler, so Nancy's mom, the cheating, almost cheating wife.
With Billy.
With Billy is Alice Creel. So the daughter of Victor Creel. Or wait.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sister
Victor
of Henry.
Yeah, so because there was no funeral, there was like there wasn't anything, and Henry went into a coma, right? So like, how do we know that Alice Creel actually died? So the reason why a lot of people are saying this is in the promo for season 4. What they did with all the main characters is they like put their head at the bottom, and then behind them in the art they had the number 1 related building or scene or something like that set up drawn behind them. And Karen Wheeler's promo had Victor Creel's house behind her. So it's kind of interesting. Why would they do that? Like, she has nothing to do with that fucking house. Like, I think that's kind of cool and interesting. There's a kind of a thread there, I guess. And timeline wise, it checks out, being that Henry Creel's sister was born in the 1940s. So she's about in her 40s, the 80s. I mean, it could be a possibility. I think that they're maybe they go for the Lost ending. Yeah, dude, I could never finish fucking Lost, dude. I watched it. I watched it like 2 or 3 times, and every time I get like to the last season, and I'm just like, this fucking show sucks, dude. Like, it was amazing at first. Can't.
All right, so like, I know it's a tangent, but it's like 3 seasons, really good. 4th season, meh. 5th season, I don't really care for this. The 6th season, at that point, you're like invested, and like you actually get a little weepy and a little sad when you find out they're all been dead the whole time.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. I ruined it for everybody.
Might try.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, so another one is that Callie will return and have a big role in defeating Vecna. Like Patrick said, like my little brother said on there, that Callie's going to come back and there's going to be, something to do in season 5. I could see that. I mean, I hope not, because her character was fucking annoying. I mean, her powers were kind of cool, but she was annoying. And okay, also that it's all a game and it's just a D&D campaign, and then it's going to end with all them back as being kids sitting around.
What a fucking cop-out that would be.
I know.
That would be the worst fucking ending ever. Where I would be like, you know what? Burn this fucking city to the ground, everybody.
Yeah, you want to top Dexter as the worst series ending ever.
This is where you call for violence.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be riots in the fucking streets.
Not a stranger danger in the streets, man, after this.
3 dead, 11 wounded.
Another one of them, which I'm fucking hoping so much that it isn't, is that it's time travel, and that's the whole, all
the Back to the Future references and stuff.
Yeah, but also having the clocks involved, and the fact that the date is frozen in the Upside Down at November 6th, 1983. So there are things laid out to where that could be the ending. I fucking hope not, because that is the biggest cop out of so many fucking shows where they just time travel. You know what I mean? Like, this is the way we do it. Like, no. So I'm hoping not. It just was a theory that's out there, that I found.
All right, so you're both witnesses right now. If that is the fucking ending, and I'm watching the show and I have a drink in hand, I'm throwing my fucking drink at the goddamn TV. I'm gonna have to get a new fucking TV, because this is where I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
If they do that, I am gonna bust out like the fist in the air and the car.
Maybe they go Seinfeld and get arrested.
Yeah, in the middle of the D&D game, like everyone's just like, there's like a big there's a swatting, and they all just kind of like break in, like, all right, all of you with us, and then it's like they're all just like sitting in there in front of the Jan 6 like committee, and like, well, I don't know, guys, we were just playing D&D. We were just playing D&D. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so one thing that I do want to ask you guys is okay, what's going to happen with Max? Because Henry or Vecna said that all of his victims are with him here in his mind when he's talking to 11.
She's gonna put out for Lucas. She's gonna put out for Lucas.
They're all still here
that's the
in
prediction.
my mind. And do you think that she could be trapped in his consciousness? I didn't hear what you were saying because I was still in the middle of asking the question. So what?
Oh no, it's okay. I was saying she's gonna put out for Lucas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably. But then Billy would come back and be like, "How dare you?
Not a black kid."
But yeah, I that could be some sort of something because I mean 11, which is random that 11 can bring people back from the fucking dead, which I didn't know that was one of her fucking powers, which is pretty cool, I guess. But like, do you think that that's where Max is? She just can't get out of it?
I don't know. To me, it's like when I think about it, it's like no one knew that Neo could fucking like bring people back in the Matrix. He just reaches in and goes dun 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 with someone's heart, and then he's like, "Oh, get up and walk it off." Just kind of like told him to just get back to it. And that was the end of that. So like I don't know. Like I think it's all in the fictional world. Like again, like we're talking about. Like, but again, when I bring up the fictional world, there's physics involved.
Oh and my God! Shut the fuck up!
Let me save everybody here. I think the way that she wakes up is they find out that she's a big Wham fan, and she's a bigger Wham fan than Kate Bush. And they play like, yeah, wake me up before you go, and then that wakes her up.
Someone just comes in orange mocha frappuccinos.
Story time for my girls.
Later, Trevor. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. No, I mean, I honestly think it would. My personal thing is, I think it would be cool if Eddie came back and was Cass, the vampire lieutenant. I think that would be cool. It would obviously bring Eddie back because he's a beloved character, in the fandom and whatever. So I think that would be cool. It would be cool to see him as this like evilish kind of character for like the first half of the season, but then back. Like in the background, he's really just trying to figure out a way to fucking betray Vecna. I think that would be pretty fucking cool. Having the Thessal Hydra, I think that would be an awesome, another big bad to the Mind Flayer and to, I think that would be cool because of the tie-in with the art from Will and because the Thessal Hydra was mentioned in fucking season 1, which I think that would be cool. The Karen Wheeler as Alice Creel, that is a kind of cool thread. Like, I think there's something to that would be really interesting.
It's almost getting too soap opera-like, though, with that, because they already did the Henry is the orderly who's Vecna,
Yeah.
And then if they do that with the mother being his sister, then it almost seems like a season of Dallas or Dynasty or some 80s soap opera, which I guess would make sense because it's an 80s show.
Yeah,
but I think it kind of takes away some of the luster of that whole Henry is Vecna is, if you just do it again with another character there, it's totally possible. But I think it would take away something for me personally in the show. I just think like it lacks the originality because they've already done it with Henry. Yeah,
true. I could see that too. I think it would be cool if they have Will be some part of the villain, especially because he's being. He's very outcast from his friends now, and like there's that disconnect between from him and Will and 11 and like all them. And then in season 3 when they were trying to play D&D, or he was trying to play D&D, and Lucas and Mike were not having it. They were just like, shut the fuck up,
right.
Like whatever. And then and then they could have the whole. I mean, it's annoying the whole wokeness of being gay and. Whatever, because the actor who actually, we all know it, but the actor that plays Will actually said, yes, Will is gay in the show. So he's gay for Mike. So, and we all kind of figured that. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, a lot of crying.
Yeah, exactly. And that haircut, dude, he already looks like a dick.
But I mean, it would look like it would tie it up because it seems like the show started with Will, right? Will got possessed, and then he disappeared, and then that's like the jumping off point for the show. So then, just kind of tie a bow on the show. Then, it would make sense to have Will be a big part of the ending of the show. And plus, like you said, his character has nothing to do right now other than blubber and hand like artwork to Mike and whatnot.
And then get goosebumps and be like, I can feel he's here.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he's like the ripples in the cup of water in Jurassic Park. And, they're coming. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
My gator's going off.
Oh, hey,
the monster's coming. My gator's going off. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know. There's a couple cool things. I mean, the Vecna being Eleven's father, I think that's a stretch. I think it is a stretch. But the reason why I'm thinking that there could be something there is because the father is like Eleven's father isn't really ever mentioned or like talked about, and Eleven's mom was a part of the MK Ultra, testing and the LSD and all that stuff, and maybe at that point Henry Creel had already been a part of the lab with Brenner and all that, and then instead of Brenner saying, because if you remember, Brenner was saying that he wanted to duplicate Henry Creel, he wanted to have more children like that, so maybe a way for that to happen is maybe Brenner's like, hey, go fuck this chick and then try and make a descendant of you.
Yeah, that was literally what I was about to say. It was like, so you're saying that you think that like one was like assigned to go and fuck a bunch of different women, and therefore he kind of like became this jaded personality of like, I have these abilities, they are utilizing me and like abusing like what I have to the point where like they are creating these other people and this and that. So that's where he got his whole jaded personality from. Essentially, he was taken advantage of.
He was also kind of already jaded because if you remember going into the backstory, he already couldn't stand people. He thought people were horrible and just generally, and so he already had that jaded kind of feeling. And then Brenner pushing him into try and procreate and make more of himself could give him even that more of the push off the fucking cliff to become Vecna.
Yeah, no, I could agree with that, and like, there's some like interesting things brought up with that for sure. Where like I could totally see some like elements of that being played out in like the fifth season for sure, because like it's going to be interesting for sure to see how Vecna became like from where he was human being torn apart in the Upside Down to where he basically like reassembled himself, or maybe made a deal with like the Mind Flayer, whatever it is that's in the Upside Down, and reassembled himself as this like meat like person, because like as you can tell, he wouldn't have assumed he looked like that when he wanted to be recreated. He was like that's just what he looks like now, with like tentacle fucking things on his like neck and shit like that. So like this is something where it's like, all right, he was created that way, and this is just what he has to accept with it in the Upside Down. So like that's something where like, all right, there's going to be some kind of compromise that goes along with all of this as well, because like, if Freddy Krueger, we're going to go back to Freddy Krueger with all this whole thing. Like, if he had his way, maybe he wouldn't have been all fucking burnt up. But the fact is that, like, he was burnt in, like, the boiler room, and he had no say in, like, what happened to him in the afterlife. And now he's fucking just, like, this, like burnt up looking guy with a sweater, a fedora, and a fucking like
blade fingers.
Blade fingers, which he used for fucking trimming shrubs of all things. Like
Freddy Scissorhands, yes.
Yeah, because like honestly, like did you guys saw the remake? I'm sure, right?
I didn't.
No, I don't think I did.
I'm not big into horror remakes.
It was like 2010 or something like that when they did like a Nightmare on Elm Street or something like that. And like
Jackie Earle Haley played him, right?
Yeah, it was the guy from Watchmen who played Rorschach. Yeah. So like when he played Freddy Krueger. Like they did this whole kind of like they actually like, instead of just telling you the story, they actually went back and they showed you what happened. Where like, the parents like burned like the school down, and they burned him alive in the school and stuff like that. And like, but like he would like cut the shrubs with his fingers like this. Like who does that? Like nobody good actually does that.
Daddy, 99.
Good night. I love you. Mwah.
A little wholesomeness.
Yes,
There you go,
a little bit
yes.
of wholesomeness at the end of the
Absolutely.
show.
A guest star.
Good night.
Good night.
No,
My mom's going to read me a story.
Okay.
I'm going
Stranger
to
Things?
read- You'll very get more working.
Chapter 7, Vecna.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds good.
Someone said that it was kind of funny that Vecna had 3 names. It was
Good
Vecna,
night.
Henry, and then 1. So it's VH1.
I like the behind the music look there. Nice. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
That was pretty good.
She was telling me she was getting a story read to her. I was like, all right, you guys are going on about Vecna and this shit. I'm like, I don't know what's going on over here. But
Don't worry, we're having side conversations. It's nothing about sheets and going through holes, okay? So don't
Thank
worry.
God.
You don't need to put your
thank goodness.
you don't need your input on that.
Oh, you don't want my input? I'll just sit back. It's all right. Good. Thank you.
Sweet.
No more story
No,
time.
so I think I think what you were talking about with a change, like changing his his body and his looks and all that. With that, I think there is something that could be said about that too, because when he goes into the Upside Down, before he's like fully Vecna, he's like kind of half fucking human, half whatever. At that point, because he's talking about how the Mind Flayer was just particles, it was just a big cloud, and then he used his powers to form it into this spider thing, which I thought was kind of cool because he likes the Black Widows, he likes spiders and whatever, and
Sure.
so he turned it. That was his personification of of what he wanted or whatever. So maybe that will be brought up and kind of fleshed out. Talking about how maybe in order to turn the Mind Flayer into this form or whatever, then it fully reverted him or fully changed him into Vecna. It like pulled away his whole human form, his powers, and all that stuff. I mean, that could be kind of cool. I don't know.
I think so. I think that's great.
Yeah. I want to find out like how long. I want to find out
I
like,
like
how long
it.
the Upside Down has been there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How did you say?
You.
Heartfelt.
You say how long the Upside Down has been there?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that I hope that's one thing that they wrap up in season 5 is like how long it's been there, like the origination of it. Now they possibly could just leave it up in the air and just let you use your imagination as far as how the Upside Down ended up there. But yeah, I think it would be cool just to find out like how it was created. How did it did a comet land on Earth or something like that way back in the centuries ago?
Yeah.
And it kicked off some chain reaction around the world. And how far does the Upside Down go? I mean, does it go past Hawkins? I mean, is it
True?
Is there a Upside Down in Istanbul? I mean, is it that far away?
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Yeah.
Imagine like the African safari and there's like crazy fucking like
Lions
upside down
and
lions
shit,
and shit.
Fucking
I don't know.
hyenas.
I have some thoughts that like, all right, so like Hawkins Upside Down is 1983, but like honestly, I can't really imagine it going before that or anything. So like before that, it could have just been like a cloud of nothing, and like it was literally just developed into Hawkins 1983 because that's what one knew. Like for I don't remember what the character's name was, but like it was like one. Yep. That's what he was aware of, and that's what he knew. So he just kind of like developed it into like that year. But I'm wondering how he knew every little fucking detail of.
Right.
Of 1983, for example, like when it came to Nancy's journal, like whereas like, it only goes to this date. Like, well, that can't be because I bought my gun in this date, And like, you know, so obviously she's like, you know, a Republican voter and stuff like that. But like, we're like,
Did you guys notice how it was Reagan Bush? It was like there were Reagan Bush signs in like throughout everyone thing, but the only one that had the Mondale sign was Dustin's mom.
Yeah.
So the single mom with a cat. I thought that was great, and I'm sorry, I can't stand cats. So when fucking Dart was eating the cat, I was like,
when the Democrats, you're about to say Democrats,
yeah,
so
sure.
Demagogues.
No, the Demodogs.
Demodog. Also, are Demodogs like Demodogs a form of Demodogs, a form of like Democrats?
How do they procreate?
Gotta be in the parody, Stranger Dings or something.
They grow Demodongs, and they penetrate vaginas.
Vecna vaginas.
Ducks?
Demodogs and the Vecna vaginas.
Vecna vaginas.
I mean, they can't be more ridiculous than duck vaginas. Okay, I don't know
this
if you know
conversation
anything about this,
Yes.
but ducks are fucking weird.
Well, I mean, like, only going off of what I know from Louis C.K., who apparently did more research than I did. It was like they fuck, they shit, and they piss out of the same hole.
They got one hole. Okay, so just a little piece of info that I found out about that, because I did like look into it. I was like, that's fucking weird. And so I looked into it, and and because my parents, they have a pool out in their backyard and they have ducks and like my mom was like, it's so horrible. The male ducks, they just like rape the woman duck. And I'm like, Mom, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And so like, just to like have more information to kind of like fuck with them, because I'm a horrible person. I like fucking with my mother and like saying horrible things. So I looked into it, and ducks, like the male ducks, they just rape the female ducks. Like that's what they do. They just fucking hold them down and they rape them, right? So the female duck's vagina has evolved to have curves and like on the inside of it, so a duck penis can't just go like straight in. It's like in Japan they have those like things, the anti like rape things where it has like the fucking spikes or whatever. No, and so the duck penis has evolved to have curves in it, and curve like just left to right.
Its way through there.
Yeah, like
it's got Pirelli's disease.
Dude, it's so weird. I looked at it like, oh my god, y'all are fucking crazy. Just a little information about ducks. I know that probably doesn't really. Yeah,
is that like that gelatinous creature in the abyss? It just like winds its way around into the crevices and shit, you know. Like, not gonna blue ball this bastard
you at all. But I think were there any other theories that y'all had for that, or anything you guys wanted to say?
I just think like it would be cool to have Eddie back. You know, the main reason I want to have him back is because the good name of Eddie Munson is still being smeared there in Hawkins, right? I mean, they're putting up pictures of him with pentagrams on it. It's like, I think it would be an injustice, you know, to let Eddie's bad name just hang out there, you know, be besmirched. You know, his uncle's got to live with his nephew. You know,
it would be interesting.
Said some shit. I thought it was cool how Dustin was like, "Hey, he fought." Blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, well, he fought an earthquake? Like, what the fuck? Like, how do you do that?
It would be interesting to see how they try to spin it, for like how they try to like bring back like Steve's whole like good name. I'm not Steve, Eddie. Getting them confused. Yes. My bad, dude. My bad. It's the bourbon. It's the bourbon speaking.
Glad I made it back just in time for duck penises. Which derivative theory is that one?
It's the one. It's the one where apparently Vecna's dick is the same like curvature of a duck penis.
They come in, it's like, that's how the Duck Dynasty was created.
It goes. That's what it sounds like.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you made it back, Trevor.
How dare you?
I think that would be. What were you just fucking saying? Movies? I had something for that.
I was talking about Eddie, like getting his good name back. So.
Not Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, not Steve. Eddie. I get them confused all the fucking. I'm sorry. I get them confused all the time.
I think that it'll be interesting to see if they have any kind of battles with Vecna or anything like that in the actual world, not in the Upside Down or his consciousness. And now that the rift is open and like all that stuff, it'll be interesting to see if they actually do something with that and then make it kind of, because now obviously you can't not, it being in Hawkins or being in the real world or whatever, you like this shit is all out in the open now. There's a big rift, there's all this fucking lava or whatever you want to call it. So it could be kind of cool and epic to see, and then if Eddie comes and does all that, then everyone can see that it's Eddie, and that's his redemption to everyone, not just the characters that know about him and know what he did and his sacrifice and know that he didn't kill Chrissy and all that. Like, I think that would be kind of cool, and then everyone would be like, oh, okay, Eddie wasn't the piece of shit serial killer that everyone thinks he is.
Yeah, I think there would be great redemption in there for sure if they actually pulled that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many places you could go with it.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to hear that Dustin's mom, the one Democrat, is the big bad. She's the evil one controlling it all, So she's not just sitting in her house reading Reader's Digest, okay? She's the mastermind. She's the hellish mastermind behind the whole thing right there. That would just be just desserts, I'll tell you. That'd be justice. But, yeah.
Oh, rim shot!
You tell him, Tony. And I think also, obviously, like now, Steve, not Eddie, is going to hook back up with Nancy.
Yes, please fucking do that. Like,
it's gonna happen. He's gonna throw it in there.
Yeah, I think Jonathan was cool because Steve was such a douche in the first season that I thought it was like, all right, cool. Jonathan is definitely better for Nancy because he's not a fucking douche. But then at the same time, going through the rest of everything, like, or the rest of the seasons, I'm like, yeah, no, Steve's awesome. Like, he needs to. Yeah. I'm trying to ship that for sure.
Yeah.
But also, I heard that the reason why Jonathan's character didn't get as much screen time and play is because the actor who plays Jonathan got caught bringing coke on an airplane or something like that, and there was this big like legal battle for him.
At least he wasn't Brittany Griner and he didn't get thrown in jail.
No, hey, you know what? I would have been fine with it. Fuck it. But no, I think
just throwing that out
just
there.
Broke out like Hopper. So
did I just break the fourth wall with that?
You were saying Fat Hopper and Skinny Hopper, and that was pretty. That was pretty cool. I did think it was kind of cool in season 4 when he's cutting the Demogorgon's head off, and he used like the Conan the Barbarian fucking sword. I thought that was
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Oh, yeah. That actually was an Easter egg. It was actually the same sword that was used in the movie for fucking Conan the Barbarian. It was like the same.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I had no idea. I had no idea.
I thought that was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and what's his fucking face? The Russian dude, the one that Yuri. Oh my god! Like, he was funny for like 5 seconds, and then I just wanted to fucking murder him the whole time.
The pilot.
Yeah.
Fucking,
oh my god! Everything he said, I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Go die in a fucking bus fire, please. Like. But I think ending on Yuri dying in a bus fire, I think that's a good spot to end it.
We did a great job tonight, guys. Proud of you.
Except for the crazy cat lady, cotton candy, whatever. We're boring, evidently.
Come on, man.
She can go.
Who cares? Who cares?
I thought it was funny.
She was like the expert on all things Stranger Things. Apparently, she had an issue with it.
So is that our second hater?
I hope so.
The movies. You saw this, right? You saw the hate.
Oh yeah,
I
saw the hate. Yeah. From
he came back and she said some other shit.
Oh really? Okay, yeah. About the chick cutting the guy's head off and all that.
Yeah. More of the same hate
about it and making jokes, but she wasn't mad at that, because that's doing meth in front of your.
Well, you know what? Right. Facts don't care about your feelings, and at this point, we just stopped giving a fuck because, you know what? I'll tell you this: the first night that we got the initial comments, Ian and I had like a lot of like heart to hearts. We're like, oh man, like maybe we should like talk about this. Maybe we should like share some story times when it comes to like, you know, like what's going on with this whole thing. Maybe we should like look into this. We looked into it, and you know what? We fucking read the goddamn article, and we snickered about the fact that like there was things in there like, oh my god, these are telltale signs that something bad's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah,
and like. Yeah, and then she just she went off and like, you guys deserve the death penalty. You guys deserve being behind bars. And like, wow, okay, like she's out of her fucking mind.
Wasn't she related to him?
No, okay, she said that.
She claimed to be.
I looked up and I tried to do a search for his name's. I forgot what the dude's name is. Fucking, you know, don't lose your head about it. But
this is not the way to get ahead in life, buddy.
Thanks for the heads up.
He'll never be the head of a major corporation.
Jesus Christ. It was a little messed up on that comment. Sorry.
And on that note, I'm going to head out.
I'm way ahead of you.
He lost both his heads on that one.
That was so head cheesy.
So no, but like I looked up and I did a search of the guy who died and then her name, which was like Sarah Bachman or like something like that. And I looked up both
Bachman.
Wasn't she business?
No, it was Bachman, B-A-C-K, not H. It was
Bachman.
And I'm like, what? That's fucking weird. But so I did a search, not in obituaries, not in articles, nothing, nowhere are there two names like anywhere on the internet. And you would think if it was family that you actually cared about and then it was, you know what I mean? Like there would be some mention on the fucking internet of you two being
in connection.
Exactly. And there was nothing. So I'm like, go fuck yourself. Like I
it's
said,
probably like a twice removed distant cousin or something like that. If they want to have any credibility, be like, oh, because how can you fucking prove that? You have to go and like dig up someone's like ancestry.com in order to like figure out like someone's like relation. Like, so in reality, it's like someone didn't like the way you talked about them, and therefore they turned it into so then they turned it into something personal. So fuck them.
I'm a dumbass.
At this point, just
be offended.
That's perfect. Yep. That's perfect for the situation. Yep.
You know, and like after me kind of going off on her on when we started talking about it, my first words were, "Hey, go fuck yourself." I watched it and I had it on in the background, and my wife was like, "Jeez, babe," and I was like, "Hey."
And you know what? I took the high road the first time. I was like, you know what? Let's not fucking engage. Let's leave this be. And then when she went after it a second time, like, you know what? Fair game. But at this point, no more airtime for you. You get no more fucking advertisement. You get no more airtime. You're done. Like we acknowledged the fact that you commented on our shit, and now we don't give a fuck.
Hey, I mean, we've gotten you know, minutes and, you know, almost probably an hour total of fucking content out of her. So thanks for that.
Appreciate you for that.
Yeah, it's hard to get content out of things, you know, that aren't just the news. So
because you know what, the next time your family's in the news, we'll just use that article.
Yeah, exactly. The article that doesn't exist having to do with your family and that dude.
You need to get her pissed, get her so pissed off she goes out and commits a crime, you know, murders somebody else, and then you've got a new content source right out there. Like, oh,
well, I'll definitely be the one reporting when Ian goes missing.
Yeah, so if you're watching this, hey, you're closer actually.
It's like,
Shawn doesn't have a head next time we do a live stream. Like, what happened? You know,
you'll know Shawn's gone or Ian's gone when we play that Sarah McLachlan song, you know, for the intro to the podcast.
In the arms of the children.
And for just $1.99. The price of a cup of coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Subscribe to the Whiskey Capitalist.
Yeah. So, well, all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the Whiskey Capitalist podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, and comment below. I know it won't be on the live chat, but at least we'll be able to respond after the fact. And make sure you go to solo.to/thewhiskeycapitalist for all the links and all the ways to get a hold of us. And then go to bit.ly/thewhiskeycapitalist merch for our fully stacked merch store and our new Whiskey Capitalist Stranger Things inspired merch. Also, make sure you go to solo.to/tildeathstudios for any digital media and artwork and anything. If you like the little intros and the little, season promo stuff that I did, then at least leave a comment, something like that would be nice.
Yeah, I gotta say, Ian absolutely did a fantastic job when it came to all this stuff.
Thank you,
especially for when it came to the Whiskey Capitalist, and like just not only the intro and like the background and the logo and stuff, but he also did all the stuff for like the Stranger Things, like little intros as well. So like he's got a great eye for this stuff. This is the link you want to go to. Yeah, and Ian's killing it.
Thank you for the season 3 commies go cry to your mommies. That was fucking great. I had to use that, dude.
Oh yeah, just came to me, man. Just came to me. I was inspired by your inspiration. Yes,
you're a savant. Go
kind of derivative, but
yeah. Go to solo.to/Til Death Podcast for the podcast that I do with my wife that kind of started this whole network, the Til Death Podcast network. And we are actually I'm being sick for like a week. That's why we had to postpone this. There's an episode that I'm putting out from Til Death Podcast that talks a little bit more about the Stranger Things stuff, just the two of us talking about it. So that's kind of fun. Make sure you check out @MoviesMerica on Twitter and www.moviesmerica.com. And then Shawn can give you some info about his other show that he does as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this right now because the Whiskey, I was going to say the Whiskey Capitalist, Sipping with Shawn is actually going to be joining Til Death Studios when it comes to the Til Death Podcast Network. We're going to be doing a live stream evening like once a week where I'm going to be doing my own solo show and whatnot. And that you can also go and subscribe over here at patreon.com/Sippin with Shawn, where you can get all the other exclusive content as well as I have some free content on there as well. So by all means, go and check that out. And I will be weekly on the network probably in the next month or so. I would say once we work all the kinks out and we get all the other details done, like it's going to be
doing logos and doing intros and all that stuff for it. So
yeah, we're going to get it up and running, and it's going to be live feeds on the same channel you're currently on. And yeah, you can't beat it. That's like gulping with Shawn. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of Shawn.
Okay, I do want to say thank you, Trevor, for being the comedic relief along with us on this show and all the other ones you've been a part of, man. Like, do really appreciate it and appreciate you picking up a shirt. Make sure you send us a picture, DM us a picture of you in the shirt or the shirt or whatnot, and we'll throw it up on the Twitter. We'll throw it up on the live stream. Unless you don't want that, just let us know.
No, just send it to me, and I'll crop your head out, or I'll put like a clown face over top of your face.
You're gonna
whatever you want, buddy.
Dude, come on, man. Like you can't cut his head off. We already have enough hate having to do with that. All right.
I wasn't gonna cut his head off.
About it afterwards.
Yeah, we're gonna giggle about it. We're gonna giggle about it after we cut his head off. Apparently.
Meth. Go figure.
Whoa.
Hey, all right, cool. Well, I gotta get out of here. I appreciate y'all, and movies. We'll catch you after the stream is over here in a second. I kind of actually wanted to talk to you about something.
All right, yeah. Am I in trouble?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you shouldn't have said the things you said.
Yeah,
you're in a lot of trouble.
You had too many glasses points.
I came out of my pie hole out loud. Damn it.
For 2 weeks. You're mine.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and do all that shit. And we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.